Welcome to Dungeons and Chickens, episode 15.
You didn't say the chickens that fight back.
Yeah.
I was all prepared.
I'm all rusty. The podcast where chickens fight back.
Woo! Woo!
I'm rusty. All right. So last time, our heroes, while traveling to the ruins to figure out more about Beatrix's special situation, they found out that they are going to head towards the ruins, and as when they were going there, after fighting a stone golem and finding a little bit more, just to kind of give them a little bit of information in the cave with humorous marrow as well, our heroes continued on their way and landed onto a swarm of swamp zombies that happened to put up quite a bit of fight, that like a lot more than they were expecting, at least. And that fight raged on for a while, and then they go ahead and are going to now set up camp right after that battle. So we were just picking up right after they fought in that battle. So with that being said, what would you guys like to do? You guys said you were going to go ahead and set up camp and go ahead and take a long rest while you're doing that.
Yeah, because it's like evening time, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Evening going into night very soon.
Very tired. Yeah,
and
you are very tired.
Sick.
Yeah, you're covered. Beatrix, you're covered in black sludge and swamp water.
Beatrix.
Oh, not Beatrix. I mean, I guess she would be too, but Delilah, you are as well.
Yeah, we were just puking on each other, and it wasn't like gratuitous. Like, it wasn't a kink. It was really nasty.
Yeah, it was just a lot of black sludge that you assumed is zombie blood, but
yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and go set up camp then.
Yeah. So can you describe like the area? Like, obviously, I know we were just next to those sludgy puddles, but like, what else is around for where it might be a good place to set up camp?
It's hard to find a suitable spot because a lot of the trees here are pretty much withered, or I mean, it's like withered trees are few and far between. There's like some miles off, but then like everything that here seems to be pretty much dying as well. So I would say your feet are still pretty much sinking in the mud every step you guys take. This is just like one of the most unpleasant places in the entire land. But it's pretty inhospitable as well, with all kinds of creatures there. But the terrain at this point is pretty barren. There's a few trees here and there, but in order to get proper shelter, I would assume the best thing would be go towards there.
Okay, well, how so can I do a check to see if there's like any dry land or anything around us, or is it literally just marsh and swamp? Like, is our choices essentially 50-50 between camping literally on sludge or carrying on temporarily?
I would say with this terrain, it's more of the latter. It's like probably 50-50. You sleep in sludge or you keep going, basically.
All right. All those for carrying on a little bit later into the evening to not have to sleep on sludge. Raise your hands.
I mean, I'm covered in sludge.
I raise my hand.
I don't really mind, but hey ho, so just go along with it. It's fine.
So yeah, okay. Laris is going to suggest and be like, well, I know it's been quite a rough few weeks. Let's be honest. We could probably use a bit of a mud bath, but shall we carry on a little bit longer, see if we can find it somewhere a bit drier?
I suppose you're right. Good idea.
That's the spirit, Elora. And you? And turn to Delilah.
I just really want to be clean.
Well, think of this. There might be some clean water up ahead. Maybe we can find somewhere that's dry for us to sleep and somewhere for you to wash yourself off.
Yeah, because clean water does so much good last time.
Lyris, can you give me a piggyback?
Yeah, come on then.
Piggyback ride.
In the sludge. It's too much.
I hand my sword to Beatrix and go, you can undo yourself. Mind carrying this?
Beatrix holds him and just like boom, drops it straight away.
Yeah, she's like just takes a sword, but it just kind of, and she's like,
just the shield, okay. Just the shield.
All right, it's still pretty heavy, so she's gonna have to make a strength check.
Does Lyris have to make a strength check for me being on his back?
Yes. So go ahead and let's do strength checks here.
Oh wait, can I do a strength check? Because if he fails it, I can do it. I give you the piggyback instead of him.
Okay, let's do the Lyris roll first. So Lyris, go ahead and roll. See if you can carry.
Oh, 10. Right in the middle.
Your knees are hurting a lot, but you can barely do it. But you put on a brave face though. You make it seem like it's nothing, but you're like it's like one of those things where you do something, but you have to be like it's fine, but you're like it's so not fine.
But I can't do it.
Yeah, you can do it, but if you're like you're pretty like you're half speed and you're kind of struggling.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay,
so so your speed is gonna be halved throughout this journey.
That's fine. I give my shield to Beatrix. Yeah.
All right, Beatrix can go and make a strength check. That's a 2. She drops the shield. She's like, I don't. That's not really my thing. I'm sorry, I can't do that.
Lyris is gonna like almost like use this as like you said that like it is actually quite painful for me to do the piggyback, but you know I've been put on a brave face, so I was seeing this opportunity to go. Oh well, look, if Beatrix can't carry the shield, then I'm really sorry to lie.
No, I can try.
Maybe you can ride Salem or something.
Lily, you made the wrong strength check, by the way. You
And
did
I know.
save.
I put down Delilah and pick up the shield again.
Okay, I sulk.
No,
That's a free action. I sulk.
All right, free action.
I feel bad.
All right, so Delilah, you're gonna be walking, right? Or are you gonna be riding Salem?
I might try to. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna try to ride Salem.
Okay, go ahead and roll an animal handling check for me.
I got a natural 20
and a nat one
and a natural 1, but we'll go with the natural 20, I think.
Okay, yeah. So since it's on the left, we're gonna go with that natural 20. All right, so going up to Salem, she is very calm as you walk up to her, and you kind of just take a seat. I mean, it's uncomfortable because it's not like she has a saddle or anything, but she's able to sustain your weight pretty easily, and you're
Can I
able
like
to
flop
you're
over
able
and be
to
like,
calm her.
yeah, am I able to like kind of like lay on her a little bit? So like I'm sitting on her, but I'm like leaning forward so that like my weight is spread evenly over her back, and so that I can cuddle
make a
her.
dexterity check for me, just to see if you can maintain your balance while on a moving animal.
I got a 15. I also got another natural 1, but the 15 is on the left.
15. That will go ahead and do it. So you're able to kind of just lounge out a little bit. You're able to kind of maintain your whole, like you kind of like imagine like the most comfortable position you can on like sitting on laying down on a pig. That's probably what you do, because I don't have an image for that.
So I'm like laying on my front, and like because I'm really short anyway, I'm probably about the same length as Salem, and I just have like my arms like just around her big belly, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm really comfy. This is the best episode so far.
All right, well, two best pals moving out. All right.
Yeah. And Sol is somewhere, I don't know, flying. I guess.
Yeah, he was flying. He last seen alerting you that there were zombies around while you're in mid-fight. So, all right. So you guys are going to carry on in this formation.
Yeah.
Okay. So
on the lookout for anywhere dry.
For marching order, can I go ahead and have marching order real quick?
So that would be myself first.
Okay, Lyris, and then I guess Beatrix would go. Just to. She held herself well in that last fight, so she's feeling confident. And then Aurora, I guess you're leading Salem, right? So. So you'd be in front of Beatrix, technically. Or Delilah. Yeah.
Delilah,
yes. So I will say you guys are able to travel, I would say, another like 8 hours before you would have to suffer a point of exhaustion. Okay?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, we're... like
it's late evening, so you guys would have like 2-3 more hours of sunlight before it gets dark, and then you guys it'll be more difficult to see, and then you guys will start treading on more exhausted territory.
Well, we're going to basically be traveling, so it's down to you really. We're going to be traveling until the point that we find a single small piece of land that just is dry, you know, a slight raised bit of land that isn't going to be marshy. You know, think of like when you're walking in a forest after it's been raining or something. I appreciate this isn't the forest, but for example, you know how like when you're walking on terrain, like after it's been raining, like the whole ground is sludgy, but there's like slight raised bits, and because it's raised and the water hasn't settled there, it's it's a
Mhm.
bit dry. What we're doing is we're just looking for anywhere like that we can just rest our heads on our bed rolls without getting soaked in mud.
Okay, so for you, Charlie, go ahead and roll for me a perception or nature check. You make your choice.
Make your choice. I'm gonna go perception because a higher advantage. 6. I can see where my rolls are going today.
You walk for about 3 to 4 hours before finding a patch of raised land that legitimately looks like it could support. Like there are obviously raised patches, but none of them seem to be enough to sustain around 4 people and a pig, basically. So you need like a decent sized plot for that. And I would say it takes you about 3-4 hours of walking before you can see on the horizon
Is there
some
enough
sort
for
of
3 people to put bedroll?
yes.
Okay, so coming up to that little spot, then.
But then you're kind of like 3 people, but you're nearing like the limit at that point.
I got a plan. So as we arrive at that little spot, I'm going to kind of turn around and look to the others. Presumably, they're looking tired, weary. We still had that massive fight from the last episode, and now we've just trekked 3-4 hours through marshy, slow mud. Spotting, and I'm guessing, but you said it had a couple of hours left to light, so it's probably getting a bit dark at this point. So spotting this kind of like little bit of dry land, I turn to the others and say, "Look, let's take what we've been given and as a blessing and take this little spot here. I don't want to risk us going any further and not finding better. Look, you 3 ladies, you take this, you take the spot. You should be able to sleep in a little triangle formation on there. Put your bedrolls down. I'm sure Salem will be fine sleeping in the mud, and I'll rest my shield down and sleep on that. I'll get a little bit muddy, but I don't mind. I've slept on worse before."
Simp.
So you go ahead.
I mean, sure. I'm not gonna say no. And yeah, I guess Laura goes, takes her bedroll out, kind of sits down a little bit and just chills, I guess.
Okay. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you headed off to sleep? Anything like what? Any final things?
No. I mean, I have never had a bedroll, so I am sleeping on the ground.
It is firmer ground than the ground you've been walking before, so
But at least it's dry.
it's easier to sleep on this time.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've never had a bedroll. But no, I think Delilah is really just, I just really want to be clean, and I don't like, the longer that I'm awake, the more I'm aware of how dirty and slushy I am. So yeah, not happy. Sleepy times now, please.
Angie.
So Beatrix kind of looks at you for a second, and she's kind of like, so I might be able to do something. Is there anything that you could do that would, I mean, how much does it matter to you that you become clean right now? How big of a deal is it?
It is a big deal. I am not, I want to be clean.
Okay. So, I could try and focus my magic, because it seems like my magic, well, as mysterious as it is, it's kind of, it kind of thrives on kind of bending the fabric of space-time. So I feel like I could try and get the matter of mud on you to pretty much disappear, like destroy the matter.
So you'd just be destroying it. You wouldn't be placing it on somebody else. Say, for example, a certain tall man over there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no. I mean, I could always clean you off with acid splash, but I feel like that'd be more uncomfortable.
Yeah. Actually, the whole matter thing that you mentioned, that is a fantastic idea, Beatrix. Fantastic.
Okay, well, it's a chance, but We'll go ahead and take it. All right. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is
Roll the D100. Roll the D100.
This is DM talking. I'm going to go ahead and spell. This is a level 3 spell, so I'm going to go ahead and take that out. All right. So this is going to be a bit delicate, but we'll go ahead and roll with it. So
I'm kind of scared.
Delilah, go and roll a d20 for me.
I got a 10.
Okay. And then time for the D100. So
I'm thinking of a number. It's probably 69.
it is 61.
Oh.
Okay. So as
I'm
you
concerned.
so you see Beatrix kind of like focuses for a second, and you've never really been up close while Beatrix has done magic that before that, like the magic that has legitimately changed space-time, except that one time where you got enveloped, but we don't want to talk about that. When you but you've seen it. Okay, I guess you've seen it once before. Then you kind of see this dark, like it's sort of like imagine like a dark sort of black shade, but then it kind of adds like a bit of gray to it, and then there's like stars are kind of like sprinkled in between. So it's kind of like basically black with a little bit of like gray, a bit of lighter black with some glitter in it. Basically, imagine if that's what you.
That's nice.
And you kind of see that kind of shade or whatever, and that kind of pattern kind of warp in her hands as she kind of goes and moves her hand around it, and you can see this sort of arcane like swirl in her hands, and as she kind of like goes and she like raises up her hand, and as you can see, you can basically see that like sort of swirl form below your feet and go below you and go slowly up your person all the way up to your hat, and in a matter of maybe like 10 seconds the mud is basically completely erased off of you.
Oh my god.
It basically, and she says, "Oh no! Well, that was a lot for a dry clean. Oh, that hurt."
I am really glad that you were able to differentiate the mud matter from my clothes matter, because if you made my clothes disappear, would be having serious words.
And I forgot to roll something real quick. 1 second.
Oh no!
Your clothes do go off.
I shouldn't have mentioned
mind.
that.
Never mind. Nothing happens. It's fine. Nothing. It's fine. It's fine. So she says, "Yeah, but oh man, I'm beat." Oh.
We haven't taken a look at your back in a while.
By all means.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna like guide her to remove her cloak or something, or just.
It's like it's on her like so she kind of like
undressed.
there's like the gown sort of has like a you can kind of see like in the back and you can kind of unlace it and you can kind of see that at the back of her gown this rune of sorts is still there. The crystallized blood is still there as well. It does not seem to worsen or get better, I suppose. Make a medicine check real quick.
11.
You can't tell if it has like gotten slightly worse or slightly bad, but it doesn't look like it's changed to you, at least.
All right, well, that's something, I guess. I relay that information to Beatrix, and I just be like, well, that's something, I guess, and then just like leave her to it. No, yeah,
thanks. I appreciate it. Well, I'm tired. I just used magic to clean your clothes, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep now.
That is understandable. Thank you very much for that.
Okay, so how are we gonna take watches? Who wants to take what watch?
What watch?
I'm in a good mood now that I'm clean. I'm quite happy, so I'll take whatever watches. I don't mind which.
Okay.
I'm still a little bit shaken from that dream, so
Yeah, Beatrix will take second watch, I suppose. And for third watch.
Okay.
All right.
I'll
so
get up early to basically pray and clean my shield.
Okay.
To greet the day.
So for do I go ahead and roll your perception check for your shift?
18.
You are in a good mood and you feel confident that looking around the horizon, there doesn't seem to be any sort of movement that would be irregular. I mean, just seems pretty calm in a swamp. Lots of mosquitoes and stuff, but nothing that you haven't seen already, at least.
Woohoo!
All right, so then it's going to Beatrix. She's going to go and take her watch. Okay, so that is a 15. Beatrix's shift seems to be pretty quiet. No other movement. And Lyris, go ahead, and is your final shift.
All right, 1 second. Up.
Aww.
My roll is gonna be
Okay.
bad today.
Got a 7.
You're more focused on cleaning your shield than what's on the horizon.
Yeah.
Just because of you slept on your shield, and although you're kind of a calm, collected person, when one of your army possessions just kind of gets like a bit muddled or whatever, you're really attentive to it and make sure you want to get out the blemishes because it's pretty personal. So, but nothing seems to disturb your watch either. So calm night overall.
Yeah.
All right. So, you guys all wake first morning, and Lyris, you were the first one to wake as you had shift. So you were the first one to awaken, basically.
Cool. Yeah, I'll be kind of cleaning off my shield, preparing my spells for the day. Yeah. Just enjoying the morning as it greets me.
Okay. You all eventually wake, and you guys got a pretty early start on. Well, yeah, I would say you guys got a pretty early start on the day. So you guys all wake around pretty early in the morning. It's only been a few hours since sunrise, so you guys wake up pretty early, and you can get a good start on the day.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So do you guys anything you guys just want to do this morning, or you guys just want to go ahead and do the next day of travel?
I'm doing yoga. No, I'm not ready. No, I'm ready to go.
I am also ready to go, but give me 1 second. I actually feel like 15 episodes in, and I might have only just realized that I've been doing something wrong with my character. So let me just quickly read this. I'll be 1 second to discuss amongst you.
Okay, so that's fine, because I think Charlie rolled last time, or I might be forgetting, but one of you guys go ahead and roll a d20 for me as you guys head out on the road today.
I got another 10.
Another 10? Okay. All right, that being noted, you guys go ahead and, well, we'll say you guys keep the same formation. Delilah, do you want to be walking on yourself, or do you want to try and ride Salem again?
I will be walking, but I will be walking beside Salem very
Okay.
happily.
Noted. All right, so it seems to be a sort of cloudy day today, but nothing to disturb your journeys, such as rain or any sort of thunderstorm. So you guys managed to walk through the swamp, pretty much fairly dry as much as you can in a swamp, a marsh basically, and you guys continue walking for pretty much the entire day. And towards the end of the evening, you guys, could I have a group perception check, please?
I'm just
I got a
reading
20. It wasn't an actual 20. It would have been a 17, but yeah, I got a 20.
Okay.
Got 6.
Okay. 1 second, let me see something.
I'm very concerned about the fact that you had to point out where I, Delilah, specifically was, Mr. DM.
Well, that's because you were
concerning.
Sorry, stop. Someone's on my character sheet, Drybones.
Yeah, I was gonna roll perception for you.
Yeah, sorry, I was just trying to finish doing what I was doing. I can do it.
9. Okay. So although you're in the back, Delilah, I gotta roll for Beatrix as well. 10. So all right. So although you're in the back, Delilah, you're able to see in the distance as sort of the sun is beginning to set on this day of basically full traveling. You guys notice that in the distance you can see this slender and kind of very shattered kind of Gothic design structure in the distance. and it is towering. It looks pretty sunken and from the silhouette in the distance. Dial, you're the one to pick up on this. It is a bit slanted. Everybody else is not able to make out that detail.
We've gone to Pisa, the Tower of Pisa.
Of course.
Quick, take a picture of me with it. Exactly.
Do the hand thing, yeah.
Just really quickly, I just want to, now I fully understand it, I want to just say out loud. I mean, anyone that's watching this podcast that has played at least one paladin is going to be like, you didn't already know this, but genuinely, I didn't realize that was the case. So I knew that my paladin had to be role-playing, praying each morning for my spells. I didn't realize that there's, although I have, X list of spells. In fact, actually, with I can't show it on the recording or to you guys, but I can tell you that the amount of spells that I have learned are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in total. What I'm supposed to be doing is after a long rest, when I regain my spell slots, in that morning I need to basically pray, and during that prayer, I prepare which spells I would like to use until my next long rest, and the amount of spells I can choose are equal to my charisma modifier and half of my player level rounded down, which is currently 2. So what I didn't actually realize, and I'm not sure if this is the same on your character sheets, Rhea and Bunny. There's like little white dots next to your spells where you can tick, and that actually makes them red. So I've done it where I've ticked them, so I actually now know which ones I prepared. So I don't think there's been an issue before in the campaign, because I'm pretty certain I've been using pretty much the same spells over and over. There's actually some spells I've never even used, so it shouldn't be an issue. But just to be aware, I have actually now done it where I prepared 5 spells just so I can't use the others.
Paladins and clerics have that same idea of where you need to prepare your spells because of prayer and stuff like that. But I don't know. I could be mistaken, but I don't think other classes have to do that. I think maybe warlocks might, maybe.
Yeah, I just mean I wasn't sure if they had the option to tick the circles if they wanted to see what I meant. But yeah, so just to be aware, I have now actually, although I have been praying, I have actually this time prepared my spells, so I know which ones I can and can't use.
Okay, sounds good. So, all right. So you guys are able to all see this now sort of gothic structure in the distance, and Delilah, you're the one kind of pointing out legitimately see it a lot. Beatrix can kind of see a vague outline, but you're able to see a little bit more detail in the distance.
Is that where my teddy bear's pointing?
I believe the teddy bear was pointing, or no, you reset it, didn't you? Because I was going to say you. I don't know if you guys set it to a new location after.
After you
went to the cave.
it took us to the cave with
the teddy bear has been pointing. You guys just been walking in the direction that the ruins was.
That's right.
Assumedly. So the teddy bear wasn't pointing you. The teddy bear isn't pointing anywhere.
Okay.
It is idle right now.
It's just getting a little cuddle.
Basically. All right. So are you guys gonna go and continue up to the structure?
Yes.
Oh, as we're walking, I'm kind of going to turn to Beatrix and go, does this ring any bells? Is this does this seem familiar to you at all?
One sec. It is a little bit reminiscent of what I imagine their ancient architecture to be. I have not heard too many tales of what their structures are, but I know that they had a sort of similar style. But I can imagine this is only one of the few structures standing, so I think this might be the place where we wanted to go.
Okay, well, I'll be right behind you. But do you want to take the lead on this one? In case you, I don't know, in case your back itches or something, and you get some kind of, I'm not sure if your back's going to lead the way at all here. We
she just starts walking backwards, Virus. What?
I mean, I just don't want us to be exploring this castle for decades. It's like how big it is.
Have some faith.
Okay, I could do that. That's easy enough. So
I'll be right behind you.
Okay. So Beatrix is gonna go ahead and take the lead now. as well as basically start walking towards the structure. I would say it's another like hour before you guys actually reach anywhere pretty much close to it. But once you are in the near vicinity, this is a massive structure, and you guys have all pretty much heard tales about how the ruins is pretty much almost uncharted. It's a few people have gone in there and found some ancient relics, but a lot of people have been kind of deterred by the danger that lurks there, whether from beasts or just the sheer unknown that surrounds it. But as you gaze like what you assume to be like a grand left of a civilization, you can see like with like towering stone towers and cracked walls that resemble what you would assume. This structure itself is kind of sunken and tilted on its side, as if the kind of plant is like swallowing the structure back up into the earth. The stone itself is weathered, and with the harsh climate here, it is a marvel to all of you that this thing is still standing, as mossy and sunken as it is, though.
Wow, that must that building must have stronger foundations than my backstory.
As you kind of there's a main archway that kind of there's one archway that sticks out you guys in particular as like sort of being like the front entrance. As you can kind of tell, it is a giant stone arch. I would say maybe 60 feet in height. And it is pretty slender, but it is allowed for a lot of passage and through it.
Hell, we're waiting. I'm assuming like, you know, in awe of the size of this building, we've probably come to a bit of a slow halt. I kind of just turn to Alora and go, I don't think this is any place for a pig, don't you?
It might get a bit dicey, I would agree.
That was to Alora. Oh, yeah, you just agreeing. Oh, yeah, sorry.
I mean, I also agree, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, Alora, are you happy to leave Salem behind? I'm sure he'll be out here playing in the mud when we come out.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I crouch down to Salem and I'm like, you stay here, okay, buddy? It's okay.
Baby girl.
Oink, oink.
Oink. Thank you for that awesome roleplay, Dry Bones. That was absolutely
Oink if you need
I did make a pig snort, but my mic doesn't pick it up, so.
Aw.
Yeah.
Oink if you need us, Salem.
Salem looks pretty content to be left here, honestly. This is kind of a pig's playground at this point, with this whole entire swamp.
I'd like to have Saul keeping an eye out, like doing like a recon basically, and like just keeping an eye on like, you know, exits and stuff, and in the capacity of it, when we go in or whatever we do, he'll come and be like, you know, when something comes up.
I will say at this point, you are basically talking to Saul while he's on Beatrix's shoulder. So you're kind of like saying, "Hey, can you like do this while we're over here?" So it's not like just talking to him. It's kind of like you're like kind of raising your voice and talking to him, but he kind of like flies over to your shoulder and pecks you on the head, and then goes up into the air.
I swear to fuck, I'm gonna eat that bird one day.
Hey, don't you talk bad about my bird?
He's a little shit, and you know it.
Yes, but he just doesn't like you. That's why.
Are you? He loves me. How dare you? He loves me.
All right. Well, we're not here to decide who a bird does and doesn't like. So let's go ahead and continue into the ruins if you guys would like to.
Yeah, but you know, for everybody else, he loves me.
Let's go.
So, as you guys walk up, sort of even closer, you guys kind of almost to the point where you're stepping into this archway. You can see that the ground basically pretty much, I would say the radius is about like maybe 10, 15 feet from the actual like archway itself. The sheer magnitude of the structure is actually causing kind of I don't know if cave in is the right word, but it's kind of causing the ground to sink a little bit. And there is about the water that goes into this archway is about waist height. If you guys are going to go ahead and step through this archway and continue walking into it, the water that you guys would be stepping into is about waist height throughout the entire for all that you guys can see inside.
Is that waist height for Lyris, or is that waist height for Allure and Delilah? Because there are
It's up to your like
changes.
it's up to your like almost neck.
Can you-
it's
can
up
you
to
say,
Lyris's waist.
Can you say an actual like height roughly?
Okay, I'm an American. I have to give it to you in feet.
Yeah.
I'm an American.
Oh,
American. 2.5 feet
Enough. Okay.
of water.
And
I still don't know.
so when you
what
say
do you guys use for? I forgot. What do you guys use for height? Tell me real quick.
we use feet.
Yeah,
I
you
just
see.
no, I just don't understand measurement. It doesn't work in my brain. I don't. If somebody
Yeah, so
says
just
that's 5 meters long, I can't. I
for-
can't comprehend it.
For Aurora and Delilah, it's about it's like collarbone height, almost neck. For Lyris, it is waist height, and for Beatrix, it is in between, so it's like stomach height.
Yeah.
We're swimming.
England is weird because like we often refer to ourselves as how many feet tall, but then we use like we and like on our roads we use kilometers, but we drive in miles per hour. We're like a mixture. Anyway, so this archway, is that like the archway as in like, you know, once we step through the archway, you're inside the building. So it's almost like you're in the first room at that point, or is it almost like the archway to like as what I'm trying to get at here is think of like a church building where a church normally has an arch, you walk under, and then you have the front door. Is it that we're kind of like, is it like that, or are we actually inside the building once we go under the arch?
It seems to be an archway with a covered. Once you go into the archway, it's going to be a covered area, but the covered area is kind of loose because a lot of the ceiling is eroded and it's kind of fallen into chunks. So there's a lot of the ceiling's pretty broken anyway, so light's still coming through.
Okay, so and how far can we see? What do we see? Is it just like one massive room? Is there a door at the other end? What can we see?
Makes a perception check with disadvantage because it's you're considered low light and it's at a distance.
Oh my god,
so.
my rolls today. I had
Wait,
above
can
10
I see
so
that?
far.
I was saying before we actually started recording that I got to choose a new invocation since we're level 5, and
Yeah.
I've got Devil's Sight now, which it's essentially dark vision. I can see in darkness whether it's magical or non-magical for up to 120 feet.
But it's daytime.
Really?
Oh.
I guess.
No, but he said it was dim light. So.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so
Just cast that.
No, it's an invocation. That's just like that's a feature basically
Gotcha.
for me. It's a trait.
okay. So while I guess getting used to your own like abilities, Delilah, you in particular, after kind of having that run in with the Shar in your own memories or visions or dreams, you can't tell which one. You can kind of, your vision's been a bit brighter in this lower light, and ever since then you kind of had a increased vision, as if the Shar is kind of giving you more abilities to serve her and not be tempted by anything else. So you did gain stuff, but you have a feeling it's for a selfish motive and anyways.
Fucking bitch.
So, but you are able to see inside this structure, and inside the structure, while it does have light on the right side, it is considered low light. So you would need some sort of light source just to aid you. And you can see in the background what seems to be a kind of it's kind of like a imagine like a church building but with no pews and just kind of like the altar in the far distance. It is a kind of a cleaned out sort of space where it like there is an altar and it is basically slanted along this with the rest of the structure, and there looks to be some sort of drawing or mural behind it, but it looks to be eroded away. The design's basically completely unreadable.
Okay. I would like to take a step in
Also,
and take a look properly.
Okay, you take a step in and you sink like how much you sink pretty far. You're gonna have to like basically swim at this point. But that's
I mean,
not really a huge issue.
I probably can't swim.
Aren't we swimming at this point anyway? The water's like up to our
It's up
collarbone.
to
We
we
haven't got
can
down to it.
walk, but
You guys are. It's the water's like waist height for Lyris, so it's kind of.
So I was gonna.
It's like neck
This is
height for
why.
us.
This
Pretty
is
much
why
almost,
I
yeah.
rolled perception in the first place. Because if you like, what I'm trying to figure out, Rhea, is I'm trying to figure out whether the water, how far into this building. Because I'm assuming the entire building isn't going to be flooded, or at least there might be a slight raised portion. What I was trying to see with the whole perception roll, I'm not sure if your character can tell me, is if you can see somewhere inside that is slightly raised, or where the water does start to level off. Because then what Lyris was going to do was roll a strength check to see if I can bundle two of you over my shoulders and wade in.
Okay, yeah, but like, A, how was I supposed to know that? And
That's
B,
fine.
how is my character supposed to know that anyway?
That's right, that's
like I'm not going to metagame or anything like that. I'm not going to be like, Charlie, what's your plan here? But no, I mean, Delilah would have just stepped right the fuck
Lyris,
in. But
with
she
your
cannot
perception
swim.
checks, you couldn't. You're not able to see that far into the room.
Alright.
Delilah, you're able to tell that with the slanted portion, that slanted portion does come above water, and the altar itself is kind of like a small, like sort of like the edge of it, in its slanted state, is kind of covered in water, but that kind of that slanted portion is the only portion's coming out of the water, and it's right next to the altar and the mural.
Yeah, that's where I want to go. But I've just got to try and figure out how to swim first. I have to teach myself how to swim.
Can I?
Okay, well, Laura, since you're going after like Delilah's, like just you kind of see Delilah's like she takes a few steps, but then like the ground beneath her begins to like get deeper and deeper. So she kind of like tries to swim, but pretty much fails completely at it. So you kind of have to. I don't know. You see her struggling is what I'm trying to say.
Laugh.
In trying to swim.
I mean, what can I? All right, swimming lessons with Laura. Here we go. Stroke your arms out in front of you.
I'm putting my arms out as
hands
if I'm
cupped.
petting something.
Keep your hands
Okay.
and just punch the water, cup the water.
Okay, I just start getting angry and I just start punching the water like, it's not working, Alora!
Okay,
Cup the
well,
water.
okay. You see Delilah starting to kind of lose her momentum, and she kind of starts
Okay.
to sink now.
Okay.
She's almost
Can I
underwater.
Can I drag her back out?
Make a strength check for me.
Can I do something? I don't want to watch Delilah drown in front of me.
All right, I need two things. I need Laura, you to make a strength check, and Delilah, go ahead and make a dexterity check.
Oh my god. 16.
20.
Delilah, you're barely able
It wasn't
to keep
an actual
afloat.
20, but
Yeah, you're barely able to keep afloat. But before you get dragged by Aurora basically back onto the shore and by your neck collar.
There's a thing. There's a thing. We can go. Lyris, over there. There's a thing.
Okay, Charlie, go ahead and make another perception check for me.
He just doesn't see it. He's like, what?
Aww.
What thing?
That's
What
such
thing?
bad rolls today.
I've taken all of the good rolls today. I'm sorry.
That's my
There-
6th roll, less than 10.
It takes a while to go partially around the structure, but from what you can see, you would expect one of these buildings to have a lot of windows, and there are a few, but they're pretty reinforced, I guess, is the best word to say. Like
Okay.
there's like stone columns basically going through the windows to make sure no one like goes through them.
All right.
But besides that, you don't really you're not very perceptive of them. You're very distracted.
In which case, I kind of walk back round and see this attempt at swimming, wade in behind them. So can Alora swim? Alora?
Yes, she can swim.
Okay, so presumably she's fine. It's just going to be poor Delilah.
It's just me. I
Everybody
never
can
learned.
everybody can swim, but Delilah basically,
Okay.
even Beatrix can.
So I wade into the water. Obviously, I'm just walking through at this point. And as I get to Delilah, can I roll like a strength check to like just pick her up and like put her over my shoulder?
Yep. Go ahead and do that.
That's better.
Yep. All right. So you're able to basically pick up Delilah with ease. Whether she's resisting or not, I'm pretty sure you pick her up anyway.
No, I'm just a limp noodle. I'm kind of ashamed, but I can see that I'm the only one who can't swim, so I'm just a little bit like, oh.
All right. So yeah, everybody else basically starts like paddling through the water. Those with swimming skills utilize those a decent amount, except Lyris. And you guys continue to walk until you get to this portion. And you can tell that the ground, although it is pretty sunken, you can feel like basically the rocks that are basically mossed over and have like algae over it, kind of thing. And it is kind of hard to keep your balance, but since you guys are walking kind of slowly through the water, like swimming above them, I wouldn't say you guys have to make a dexterity check or anything like that.
Nope.
So, in this case, you guys are able to make it to this sort of dry, elevated spot relatively easily. Next to the altar is partially sunken into the water, but not completely, and the mural behind it is partially sunken into the water as well.
All right, I pop Delilah down right there.
Lovely. I look at Lyris and I go, "Thank you, Lyris."
And I kind of like make a joke, turn around and be like, "Well, look, you did that bit all by yourself. I only did that bit."
Okay, Delilah looks very pleased with herself. She's like, "Yeah, I guess I did try."
Very well.
I'd like to look at the mural. Yeah, I'd like to inspect the mural on the altar.
Sure, go ahead and make a perception or investigation check for me.
7.
This mural is really rotted away. Like you're very hard pressed to see literally anything in this mural. It's hard to even make out a single detail just because of how much water has been coming through here and just eroding away all the kind of colors that were on this wall.
God damn it! My first bad roll. Okay, I just look at the mural, and yeah, I guess I kind of like I give it like a little kick with my foot because I'm pissed that I can't see anything on it. I'm like, nah, fuck
You
you.
kick it. You successfully kick it.
Oh, thank you.
Angie.
What about the altar?
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check for me for the altar, please.
12. I heard that dice roll.
I didn't. That wasn't me. That wasn't me. You investigate the altar and you can see certain parts of it are chipped away, but the details are hard to make out, particular. But the altar does. I can say with that roll, you're barely able to tell that the altar is not normal. That's all I can give you for that with that information.
God damn it. Okay. This is a fucky wucky place, everybody.
I mean,
So what else around us?
Everything else is pretty much sunken. This is really all you can make out in this room. Everything else is sunken underwater.
Basically, one single room altar.
Yeah, if you want to check underwater, you can, but it would be a perception check at disadvantage. Or investigation, whichever one you want to do. If you want to like investigate if you want to investigate something in particular, that's an investigation. But if you want to like look at a bunch of things at once, that's perception.
Oh no, I'll go investigate the altar myself. I'm not I'm not the most religious person in the world, but I didn't live too far away from this area for a long time. Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the altar and have a look myself.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Can I go see this altar too?
Okay, then Myers just rolled, so if you want to go ahead and roll as well, or you can give him advantage, but
I mean,
he
makes no
just
difference.
It wouldn't, yeah.
So go ahead and roll for as well.
It's an altar.
If only I'd got an advantage on my one.
All right, here. Do you guys? Let me see, because you guys aren't able to make out any more details as well. You can just tell that this altar isn't normal either. It just seems to be an altar. I think Delilah has had the best chance of identifying what's weird about it, but hasn't gotten the farthest yet. I'll go ahead and say Beatrix is going to go and give it a shot at this point. After seeing all you guys basically group up around this and try and do that. 1 second.
What's your plan, Lyris?
I was just seeing if I
Alright.
had a thought my divine sense might be useful, but it wouldn't.
She rolled a 7. Damn, this is okay.
I get some
Alright,
sucky rolls today.
I should have asked for an assist earlier.
She's kind of at a loss here. She went going around investigating it, but you guys don't really notice anything. She doesn't notice anything either.
I take my almost in a jokey way. It's probably gonna do nothing, but in a jokey way, I get my little light hammer out, and I just go donk donk on the top of it.
On the surface of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a.
Roll
strength check.
initiative.
Actually, roll. Do an attack roll for me with it.
There you go. Nat
Ooh.
20.
Nice.
Okay,
What a time to get
so
nat 20.
Just cracks it in half.
so you take you get the altar. Well, you take the hammer and you go up to the altar, and you kind of hit it at a weird angle. Like you meant to go hit it, but the angling you kind of have on this platform is kind of shaky, and so when you go and hit it. Sorry, my dice went everywhere. When you go and hit it, it doesn't like your angle of basically hit doesn't land exactly on the top. It instead kind of swings a bit and hits it kind of on like the corner. And you gave it more oomph than you thought, because as you hit it, not only does the stone itself crack a little bit, but the stone slab, the stone altar kind of shifts and moves itself out of this stone and moves and basically falls and kind of like goes all the way into the water.
I'd like to say to Lyris, what have you got against other religions? How?
I mean, that there was something off about it. Maybe it could have grew arms and attacked us. We've had swamp monsters come and attack us. You know,
It's
the altar is
table.
the altar is a mimic.
Yeah.
You just don't know nowadays. I've seen enough in the past 2 weeks.
But funny enough, after you hit it, you can see that like there are lines scraping across the stone as if this altar was moved before, and because the altar was like basically scraped and you can see it was moved, you can see that there was basically a stone. Now that you can see it's a button that was being pressed down before. Now it gets released and you can actually see shifts up. And as the altar basically gets shoved off of it, this stone button basically raises like, I don't know, like a few inches or so. And you can kind of hear this, like it's like kind of like a slow rumbling sound. As you can see the center of the room, bubbles kind of start to come to the surface, and you can see the water just starts gushing into the center of the room as if it's kind of being like pulled in.
Oh, you found the plug hole.
Well, there goes our option to have a nice bubble bath, I guess. And I kind of like beckon people to stay near the edges to not like get sucked in through the water or anything. I'm guessing we're in a slant. I don't want us to fall.
Yeah, so
and we're gonna wait for the water to drain.
Yeah, you can see the water just keeps flooding in, and it's like a minute, 2 minutes. Like the water doesn't stop flowing down into it. This room is basically like 3/4 drained by the time you can see basically under it. And as the water is basically gone, you can see everything that was basically under the water. You can see a large amount of human bones in the water. Just basically they were under whether under rocks or they were crushed or held under. You can see all those rocks that have algae covering them, and you can see some remnants of seaweed and stuff like that. But what you guys are able to see now, going into this, what that center hole was, it was a sort of about a 20-foot main hatch that was started to move to the side. It started like going and retracting into the floor itself and kind of moved towards one side to open up. But it only stopped moving for about 3 feet before it stopped moving and got stuck.
Can I press the button again?
You can.
Okay, I'd like to put my foot onto the button and like press down on it to see what happens.
Doesn't move. You have a feeling that it's going to need a lot more force to get pushed into the ground.
I jump on it. multiple
jump on
times.
it.
I'm literally just going like
You pogo jump on top of the button. It does not budge.
Okay. I sulk.
and among the rubble, you do see the altar eventually did. Like you can see the altar again. It's basically just a square piece of slab rock, but with this hatch open in the center of the room now.
Well,
It's like your default.
when we came into this structure, I thought we were going to be potentially going up, not down.
Maybe you have to go down to go up.
And I turned to Beatrix. What does your back say?
She kind of just like
It's like a
Sound
magic
like
8-ball.
that.
Certainly not.
I say it with
Actually,
I do say it with like a mixture of joke. Like Lyris does understand that he's being silly, but also kind of like.
she kind of like pokes her back. Ow. I don't know. It's like a sunburn. It just hurts.
I turn to Delilah. What about your little teddy bear friend?
I mean, what do you want me to ask him?
I didn't think that far.
Because I'm not throwing him down there to listen for the little thud for when it hits the bottom.
Okay,
I mean, have we
I-
got anything that we can throw down that hatch to hear how far it is? It'll probably just fall in water, or it might make a thud, in which case, if it makes a thud, then we know that the water has been sent elsewhere. It's not just going to be swimming underneath us.
That is a very good point, and I go down and pick up one of the smaller human bones around, with the aim to.
You
drop it
could have
down.
just picked up a stone, Lyris. Why you got to get handsy with bones?
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't alive, like humorous.
That's a
Doesn't
good point,
move.
actually.
Yeah, I pick up one of the small bones, and as I'm kind of saying, "Oh, that's a good idea," and I just chuck it down the well, and we listen.
Okay, since you guys are going to be hearing for the impacts, go ahead and make a perception check for everybody. This is going to be a group perception check.
Aww. Can I assist Charlie? No, I'm kidding.
You could, but it's too late to call it.
Yeah.
Okay. Beatrix rolled a 19 as well.
Bruh.
Let's fucking go.
That goes
So
my good
Beatrix
rolls.
and Aurora kind of hear like a dink, dink, sploosh.
Sploosh.
I'm sorry, what am I supposed to do with that information?
I don't know.
Guys,
You tossed it down.
I can hear a dink and a dink.
I like
And
how the only
sploosh.
people who we didn't discuss with are the people who can hear what happened, and me and Lyris just looking at each other like, I don't hear anything.
You guys said you were trying to hear, so.
Did it
make a splash?
Did it sploosh?
Yeah, I had a good sploosh.
Okay, so there's still water down there. Do we? I mean, I can't swim, so I can't. I was going to suggest diving in, but
All right. Well,
that wouldn't really work for me.
before we do, and I turn to Delilah and go, take your teddy bear out.
Okay, I take my teddy bear out and I cuddle it and I look at him.
I
Flaps it out of her hand.
I get down on my knees and look at it.
Oh.
Like proper face to face, having getting down to this teddy bear's level.
I'd like to wave the bear's arm at Lyris as he does that. And just go, and I do a little voice go, "Hi, how are you?"
Oh, teddy bear of wisdom.
Like, you're literally 5 years old.
But last time we had a crack episode like this, it ended up us finding fucking massacred families and children, and
Yeah,
then
that's so
fucking humorous, and then a golem.
Yeah, dry bones brought us back to earth there. So yeah, I
So you thought you could get rid of me, see?
the bones come together.
Bones just come together.
Oh my god, humorous is a BBG. No.
So yeah, I crouch in front of this, in front of Teddy, and I just go, "Oh, wise old Teddy, I have a question for thee. Where, point us in the direction of Delilah's source of power."
My source of power?
I meant Beatrix's source of power.
Okay, I was gonna say I have no idea where that's gonna point, to be honest. If it was for mine.
Okay, so let me just think for a second. the bear basically just goes and points straight up.
The sun, of course.
Well, that makes me even less happy to go down there if that's not even where we're needing to go. And can I look up at this point? Actually, I'm not sure how have I looked up to like see what actually is on the ceiling or whether there's anything obvious.
Yeah, you hear a ring and a chandelier falls on you.
Oh, okay.
no, it doesn't.
On your head, 5 points of damage.
No, you look up and it's a pretty much broken ceiling. It's a stone dome, like semicircle ceiling. It's like a sphere's been carved out, and it's a spherical ceiling. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we'll put away that bear for now. It seems to not really be very helpful. How should we get down here then? I still have 10 feet worth of rope left, but that's all I've really got.
I'll go down.
Okay. As you kind of look down as well, Delilah, you can see it's kind of a smoothed out. I have the word in my notes here. What is it?
A
cylinder.
word.
Yes, it's a cylinder. It is it's a smooth, kind of like a smooth cylinder going about around the same radius as the hatch, and it basically continues for another 15-ish feet before.
So it's like a tunnel going down.
Yeah, pretty much like a tunnel going down, and before it basically goes into complete like darkness, kind of. And you can see how, like, the light itself is lower, but you're not actually affected by it. And you can see all you can see at this point is basically just like a layer of water over stone. And you're able to kind of deduce that because you're able to see the stone at the bottom, the water isn't that deep, relatively.
Okay. I'm really glad that none of us are just going to dive in.
No, it's 15, but then like a free fall drop of who knows how much distance, and then at the very bottom of that, it's a little bit of water. But that's the only reason she was able to see that much is because of her 120 dark vision, basically.
Okay. This would be a great time for someone to have.
I swapped out that spell. I swapped out that spell like 2 levels ago.
Wait, what's that?
There's a spell.
It's like a free fall one.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing something like that.
Yeah, I did have that spell. I think I switched out. I think monks have it or something like that as well.
I have 10 feet of rope.
How wide circle?
It's a 20-foot hatch, so it's the radius of 20 feet, like a radius of Jesus, math.
Is it 20 foot? Is the diameter 20 foot or the overall radius?
The diameter is 20 foot. The radius is not.
Okay, so
the diameter is 20 foot.
So if you held 20 feet of rope from side to side, okay. So all right. So in character, well, I'm trying to wrap my head around what this would be. Surely I'm sure they wouldn't put a death pit in the middle of what seems to be some form of holy place. I can only imagine there must be an actual route down. I wonder if there's considering there was a button hidden under that altar to open up the hatch. I wonder if there's a way of. I wonder if there's some extending stones or path or some form of way to get down. Surely, whoever built this structure didn't use ropes themselves to get down. There must be something else. And I'm kind of looking around as I'm saying this.
Maybe it's a sacrificial pit. Maybe
it's
an evil religion.
Go and make a perception check for me, Charlie, for looking around the room.
Maybe it's an evil religion, and they open up the hatch to then get rid of all the blood and all the bodies. That would make sense to me.
But then why would we want to go down there? If it's if it's somewhere where they just
somebody's got to clean it out. Can you imagine the smell when you're holding your ceremonies and your rituals and stuff? It's not very pleasant.
Charlie, around the room, it's a pretty standard room. It's not it's pretty damaged. I mean, there's holes all throughout it, chips and everything. But there's kind of just, it seems to be just a cracked room with what was an altar in the middle, and the ceiling seems to be cracked as well, but nothing seems to indicate that there's any other levers or switches. Like, I mean, if you wanted to look somewhere in particular, that would be an investigation check to check out something in particular.
Unless from my perception check there was anything that caught my eye, as in like, oh, that could be something. Then I'm not just going to go investigate every tile because that would take forever.
No.
You mentioned before that the hatch didn't fully open. Is that right?
Yeah, you're basically looking, in order to look through this hatch, you're looking through like a sliver of it. So you have to like squeeze through, and then from there free fall basically.
I see.
From what you can tell.
Can I do an investigation check around? So, okay, I know this is hard because what I'm about to show you on camera isn't what the people on the podcast and YouTube see. But like, so if this hand here is the actual floor itself, and this is the hatch that is obviously sliding away to reveal the hole.
Yeah.
Can I investigate specifically where, like, this bit here? Basically, what I want to investigate for, theoretically, is to see whether there's any like debris or anything that is stopping the hatch from completing its journey inward.
Okay, go and make an investigation check for me.
The thought process being that what Lyris is thinking, I'm going to think out loud for a second. Lyris is thinking, surely there must be some form of steps or something that might come out, and maybe the hatch has to fully open in order to then have the staircase come out.
So go and make an investigation check for me.
Yeah, two. Oh, good.
This hatch is a very ancient hatch, and you're not really a huge man of stonework. So it's hard. It's a bit hard for you to determine. Best you can make an intelligence check for me.
Sure. Intelligence, something that, okay. Oh yeah, I'm not very intelligent because I can't. You can see that I don't very often roll intelligence. 5. Yeah. Nah.
It's stuck. There's a multitude of reasons that come to your head about why it would get stuck, but you don't know why.
Okay. In which case I turn to Alora and go, all right, look, we're clearly going to go down there. It's the only route that we've got here, but I'd like to try one more thing before we just throw someone in. Can you do a fireball straight down, just so that we can maybe see if there's anything on, if we all look, everyone peer in whilst you throw the fireball down, straight down, and I want everyone to be on their best lookout for anything other than the sides of the wall, and let's try and see if we can ascertain how deep we think it is. Okay.
I mean, yeah, sure, I can cast a fireball. I think that might be our last option before we have to. I don't know. Should I actually cast the spell then? Should I?
Yeah. So you go and it's a cantrip, right? So you just you just firebolt and.
Boom! Oh God!
Oh, she did get that one though.
You. I mean, it's not. It's pretty easy to do since it's a cantrip. I mean, and you're not really trying to hit anything particular. Just hitting the ground. So you kind of just ignite. You kind of just snap your fingers, and you can see like basically a bolt of a flaming energy goes and strikes the water down below. None of you guys can see the impact except for Delilah. So Delilah is the only one who's able to like properly see the impact of it. And you can just see Delilah basically the fire goes and hits it, and then it hits the water and just. So
nice.
It basically just creates a bit more steam. Yeah.
Sauna.
Okay. All right. Well, who's the lightest person here then? Bunny, mute your mic when you're moving, please. It makes like loads of like high-pitched noises.
It's probably it's either going to be me or Alora. But I don't know. It depends on like it depends on what we're carrying as well.
I mean, yeah.
How much does your total equipment weigh?
So just click on bio. What's your actual character's weight?
I don't have a weight. Oh wait, I do.
I've got 100 pounds just because.
105 pounds.
Like it's Delilah.
Oh, here I go stealing again.
I mean,
He's invisible.
it makes sense that it's Delilah anyway, considering that you have the extra vision. Okay, so plan. We're going to take my 10 foot of rope, and we're going to.
I have 10 feet as well.
Yep, and we're going to take Beatrice's 10 feet. We're going to tie them together to make. Wow, it'll be just shy of 20 feet by the time you tie the knot. We're going to wrap that. We're going to tie the bottom onto you, Delilah. So it's kind of like around your arms, and all three, the other three of us are going to lower you in slowly. And exactly. And you tell us what you see as you see it, and if needs be, we'll pull you straight back up.
Okay. All
right,
this could not go wrong in any way.
All right, so you secure the rope as much as you think as best of your ability, and
oh, I don't like that phrase.
You hand the one end of the rope to Delilah for the tying rope.
Can I tie it for her? So like Lyris, I reckon would be relatively good with ropes. You know, I've lived on the road for a long time, so I kind of make it into almost like a harness. So what I do is I tie the end of the rope into basically almost like two circles.
Ties it into a noose.
So basically that I can put one up each of her arms, so that it's kind of like a harness at the back.
All right, so you tie it around her waist, and it's the military knot you used in the army. Can't fail, right?
Yep, can't fail.
All right, so go ahead, and we're gonna start the lowering process.
Yep. So I'll be at the very front of the rope. Actually, no. Yeah. I'm gonna be at the very front because I want to be. No. Okay. So what we do? I'm gonna think logically here. Lyris is gonna put himself at the back of the rope. I'm gonna have it like. I say this.
So you're gonna be my
knowledge.
counterweight.
Well, not counterweight because we're all gonna be holding the rope to pull you back up.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be at the back of the rope. Yeah. I'm gonna have the rope around my waist myself, and I'm gonna be at the very back, basically digging my heels in. Think like the back of the person in a tug of war. So that basically, you know, she doesn't go down lower than needs be, and presumably Allura and Beatrix are in front of me.
Yeah. So, Lyris, go ahead, and as you lower her down, go ahead and make a strength check for me.
If you kill me.
Oh, thank God.
All right, so you
That's 22 for the podcast.
You get a steady foothold and dig your heels into the ground, and slowly at one handhold at a time, lower the rope, and you slowly start to lower into this room.
What do you say?
And looking into this room, it is a large rectangular chamber, even bigger than the one you're in now. It goes almost, I would say, like almost like 80 feet down, 80 feet like down the way you're looking. It is a very large. So it's like 100 feet tall, 80 feet wide, like 80 feet across. And go ahead and make a perception check for me real quick.
10.
You can make out that there is some sort of mural in the distance, and there is some stone object across on the far end of the wall. That's all you can make out. You can't make any more details out than that.
Is that by the mural?
Yeah, it's like it's right underneath the mural. It's like a mural, and then like kind of like right underneath it, it's a stone object of some sort. Definitely not. It's at the far end of the 80 feet. You need to like, you. But you still.
Is there an echo?
Do you want to yell?
I want to go like, echo, 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 echo.
You say echo, and then echo.
Okay, I laugh, and then I look up. I look up and I go, oh my God, it's horrible!
Horrible.
Oh my God, I'm gonna die!
Die.
I start putting it back up.
I go, fucking suckers, I'm fine.
Okay, and I let the rope go and a foot. Like, you know, like I let it go through a foot quickly and stop it.
Yeah, I scream.
Okay, so what do you see?
I cast Eldritch Blast.
Big room. Very, very, very big room. Looks like another one of those murals as well down at the end, and I
You
can't
can tell
quite
the
make it
mural
out.
isn't. You can tell the mural is actually a full design. It hasn't been eroded. That's what you can
Oh,
make out
okay,
as well.
cool.
You guess what but you don't know what it is.
Cool. Yeah, there's another big mural all the way at the end. This one doesn't look quite as damaged as the one up there, and I can't quite tell. There's something underneath it, but I'm not too sure. I think it's some kind of stone. It could be another altar. I have no idea. I'd need everybody to be down here probably.
Well, I'm gonna go back from my mic a little bit because I'm shouting. Well, how far down do you reckon it is?
How far down was it?
How far? It's on ground level, so about 80 feet below you.
It's about 80 feet.
Well, we don't have a quarter of that rope. Maybe there's another button under that altar. Can you like shoot the altar or something? Maybe there's another button. I don't know.
Yeah, that's gonna go really well. But you know what? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast at the stone thing.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so I got an 11, and then I add my spell attack bonus. That is, yes, that's 18.
Okay. So you get your focus in, and you get out your quarterstaff, and you're kind of like dangling a little bit, but you fire this Eldritch Blast, and you can see this basically white streak of energy soar through this cavern, creating light all across the way. And you go ahead and roll for damage real quick.
Okay, and I'd just like to quickly say that I was holding my quarterstaff like a sniper rifle. I was aiming down the sights.
Noted.
Is it 1d10 or is it? Hang on.
300, easy.
I get 2 beams of Eldritch Blast now.
Okay, so do you want to fire one?
No, I'm going to fire them both, but yeah, I'd like them both to like pinpoint in on that.
Okay,
thing.
maybe it's the. Sorry, I was going to say maybe it's the first time that you realise that you can now fire 2. So it's kind of like like almost like a recoil, like firing an automatic weapon and getting the recoil of I didn't realise there was going to be 2. Wait, what?
What?
Huh?
Say that again, Bunny.
I don't know. I said, "What's the matter?" Because Salem's meowing really loud. I think he wants to go out.
I'll sort him out whilst.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna shoot one of them at the stone thing, and then it doesn't really say like what the beam is like. It just says the spell creates more than one beam, and I don't know if they come out at the same time or if they come out one after the other or whatever.
Yeah. So you it's basically like fire. I mean, it's like almost like fire shot and then fire shot. It's like it's in this case for flavor, we're gonna go ahead and say it's just two multiple strikes. So go ahead and roll another d20 to hit for the second one.
Okay.
As well.
5 plus 7. I got 12 on that one.
Okay, roll damage for the first one.
I got 6.
6 damage. Okay. So 1 second. I'm just checking something in my notes.
About whether you have a spare character for when Riaz dies.
Yeah, I've got loads of characters now, so I can whip one up quickly.
All right. That's sorted. You fire one of these blasts, and you see it arc, and it makes this like, and then it impacts. And as you impact, you hear this boom, and then you kind of hear this. Make a perception check for me.
Actually, you hear nothing.
I got a 19.
You can hear it because of the echo barely, but you hear this.
Humorous, is that you?
and then you fire the second blast, and it just goes wide and hits the mural.
Yeah, I wasn't oh fuck! It hits the mural?
Yeah.
Shit. Does it is the mural okay? Is it like, cause yeah, like I wasn't expecting for the other one to come out, so shit. Is the mural damaged then?
Yeah.
Is Is it really fucked up?
You can't really tell that much, but you won't be able to tell again until you get closer.
Okay. Before I notice that it hit the mural, I'm gonna be like, "Holy shit!" And then I see where it hits, and I'm like, oh, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, you're just like, "Oh fuck, yeah, I got it."
Yeah. Maybe pull me back up.
What happened? Did you do your Eldritch blast thing?
I did, and then something happened. I don't know. I think there's maybe something else down here, and I'm very conscious of the fact that I am suspended 80 feet in the air and I'm horrifically alone, and I don't like being alone, so please pull me up.
Oh yeah, and with that we started to pull her up.
Okay, so
the rope snaps.
As you pull her up, you're gonna like raise her slowly, and Rhea, you can see as this sort of this large tentacle comes up and basically arcs through the air and then comes and tries to grab you. And as it basically whips and hits right by your ear, and like it arcs right past your ear, and but it does manage to miss you.
Okay, I'm gonna go pull me up.
It does not hit you. All right, so Lyris, go ahead and make a strength check to see how fast you can pull her up.
11.
You're going very relatively slow. It's gonna try and get another hit on her.
Gonna give her a kiss.
I low-key kind of wanted to hit because
does a 16 hit you?
Does a 16 hit me? I'm a warlock. It hits me.
Okay, so Lyris, go ahead and make a strength saving throw for me.
9.
Okay. All right. So this is gonna be fun. All right. So what happens is the tentacle basically goes. It wraps. It goes wide the first time, but then goes and wraps around Delilah the second time and yanks her out of with a rope. And Lyris, although not you kind of saw like a vague movement and a vague like a whip noise or something like that. You didn't expect to get violently yanked down the pit. So now you guys are doing that, and you guys have entered free fall. So let me just pull up the free falling rules 1 second.
Wait, so it all pulled in. So basically, it pulls Rhea. So because of the strength save, me and everyone else on that rope, we've all just been pulled in, have we?
I don't think anybody was helping you with the rope.
They were well. We said that I was at the back of the rope, winched on, and Alora and Beatrix were in front of me.
You would have gotten advantage with all that stuff then. So go ahead and
He got a 20 with his strength save then.
I can roll another one. I can roll another one to be fair if you want. Now that you know that, it's up to you. But yeah, I did.
One more for me.
Yeah, I did say that Laura, basically, to just describe it again, I was at the back like an anchor, the one feeding and letting go of the rope, and Alora and Beatrix were in front of me. So technically, like, that's why I was always shouting, by the way, because I couldn't see in. I was like, if the hole was like here, I was like back here, and then Alora and Beatrix were further on the rope.
Fair enough. Sorry about that. I misunderstood. Go ahead and roll it.
There we go. Now you get the result you want.
all right. So there, and then we're gonna.
Fate will be fate.
I'll give you advantage, but it didn't help.
Yeah, still an 8, which actually is worse than my original 9.
And then
that's fine. That's fair.
And then Alora was holding onto the rope. Alora, make a strength saving throw with advantage.
Okie dokie.
Is it bad that I'm looking forward to this going that way?
And then Beatrix, that's a natural 20.
Nice.
So she kind of like feels the yank and then just lets go instinctively.
Right. Okay. So she doesn't go down.
She does not go down. All the rest of you guys are going to take.
Roll the D100 for damage.
As we fly past Beatrix and like go in the hole, can we just be like, Beatrix?
I need more dice. Sorry. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right.
Well,
time to calculate fall damage.
Have you got your
10d6.
Oh my lord.
Each?
Yeah, it's 100 feet down. So and it's 1d. It's one.
But it's only 80 feet for me.
Yes.
is
Okay.
true.
So, all right. So here, let me take 2 out of this. All right. So for Delilah, you fall and take. Jesus fucking. This is so many. Okay.
Quick maths.
6, 9,
Oh no.
11,
Oh no.
12,
Oh no.
17, 18, 21 points of fall damage.
Okay. What's 36 minus 21? Quick maths.
15.
15.
Thank
All right.
you.
And for everybody else, you take. Oh, that's so many 5s.
Oh no.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 22, 23, 26, 30, 33, 34. 34 points of fall damage.
If I'd have taken
That
oh
was
my god,
so-
if I'd have taken that, I would have had fucking 2 health left.
That is so, but that is so many 5s.
All right, well, I've taken mine off and I'm still alive. What about you, Alora?
Laura will probably have God, I don't know.
Might fall unconscious.
I'm alive. Just clinging on.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. So you guys all, you guys basically thud. You guys all land in this cavernous space, and you kind of hear. 1 second.
It's gonna be
Looking
like
at
in the
this.
Lord of the Rings.
What disturbs me?
Oh, it talks. Hi.
No
I mean,
response.
I'm winded, so I'm probably more like, hi.
I just kind of.
You hear Beatrix? Should I jump down?
No.
Do you want to try and catch me?
No.
So, Lyris, do you want to catch me?
Yeah, I'm literally like, I'm in a lot of pain as well. I kind of go, you just keep an eye up there. I guess we'll get you down when we can.
Okay. He says, do you know who is in my domain?
The name's Lyris. How'd you do?
Funny way of phrasing that.
The name's Lyris. How'd you do?
Is that how you talk to a king?
I don't know who you are, sir, but I'm sure that I would treat you with more respect if I could see you.
Very well.
Oh, Lyris, why do you have to do this?
So it takes a moment, but then you kind of see, you hear this doot, 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 doot. Someone's walking through the water, and kind of like each, it's a splash, and it's not like a gigantic splash. You can kind of see this as sort of smaller figure. You basically walking across this cavern slowly, and coming into your eventually your eyesight. You could see. Make a perception check for me, Delilah. Just yeah, I was gonna say with disadvantage, but you can see. So
I was expecting it to be like the tentacle thing, like rising up and being like, "Yo, what up?" Okay, perception.
Yep.
I got a 9.
Okay. You basically you kind of see like a vague figure, until he gets literally like up in like 30 feet from you guys. The description, in order to describe this guy, it's gonna be a bit interesting.
Oh no.
You see a sort of, like with armored kind of, like I would say armored leggings, I suppose. It was sort of an armored, with armored pants or something like that. He is armored from the waist down, and from the hips up, he is basically shirtless, and it is this. Imagine like a 70-year-old guy, shirtless. He is pretty freaking buff. He's very swole. He has golden blonde hair that's sort of salty and messed up, going all the way down to his like the start of his pecs. And you can see that like the right half of his face is just covered in like barnacles, and he is sort of, when he's talking, he kind of like splits the barnacles in over where his mouth is or whatever. And you can see he's holding a trident, and you can kind of see a little bit under like the armor he has on his legs. There are some fish like features.
Bruh.
He says, he goes over to you and says, "Why are you here and disturbing me?"
I put out my hand. Go. Sir King, it's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Lyris Mornshield. We didn't mean to come in. We fell, if that isn't obvious. I apologize for the intrusion. But if you can point us to the nearest exit, we'll be on our way. Lickety split.
Okay. So go ahead and make a persuasion check for me.
15.
I was gonna say with disadvantage, but it doesn't matter. Okay. For your disturbance, I must have more information.
The teddy bear told us to do it.
I say, one of our colleagues, we're looking for the source of her power, and we were told it was somewhere in this region. If you'd like to speak to her, I don't know if is there a way of getting back up there or getting her down safely?
Sure. And he basically goes, and he's holding a trident, and he slams the trident down, and he's gonna go ahead and do what he did for you guys. Oh, and by the way, for each of you guys, I forgot to tell you, because I didn't calculate it.
Oh no.
11 points of slashing damage when he pulled you. Like when you pull you with a tentacle.
Well, was that to me or directly to Rhea?
Everybody.
I'm gone.
Everybody that's pulled with a tentacle.
It's an extra 11 points of damage?
I'm
Yeah.
I'm gone.
You're unconscious.
Yep, I'm unconscious.
I am almost unconscious.
Yeah. All
Wait,
right.
how many
And
points did you
for,
have, Rhea?
for Beatrix.
I didn't get as much damage.
Beatrix that's gonna go ahead and be a.
Well, let's just roll that. I can pause the recording in a
natural
second.
20.
Oh, nice.
So
oh wait, no, that's not good.
So
I think he paused the recording. Did he? He paused it.
Yeah, he did.
All right.
I think he's putting Salem out.
Y'all are fun.
Wait,
Y'all are really fun.
Oh.
I have 4 health.
I was surprised when you were like, I want to fire Eldritch Blast. I was like, okay.
I
was
don't
like,
really know
if you
what else to do, to be honest. There wasn't like, we don't really have any other way of getting down other than just dropping.
I thought at least one of you guys would have Feather Fall, but
I heard the robot.
No.
I heard him go. Hello.
Oh, I didn't know that Charlie ordered a robot.
Ah, okay.
Oh, good point. Yeah. I need to go get another drink in a minute, but I'll wait until there's a good breaking point. Like if you have to go do the dogs.
Yeah.
I'm back and we're still recording. I'll just cut out that bit in the actual recording.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, he rolled a natural 20 to hit Beatrix, and so it's going to be. She takes.
Beatrix fucking died.
Okay, 3 threes. Okay, so 9, 14 points of
It was
slashing damage.
Well, This is
So
great. I am unconscious at the bottom of a well.
It's
Well,
all right.
not well.
I'll be able to.
We'll get you. Don't
All
worry.
right. And you guys see as Beatrix is basically pulled from the bottom of from the top of the cave all the way down, and he basically slams her into the ground as well. There.
Am I able to use Spare the Dying on Alora, considering she's now unconscious? Cool. It's a cantrip, so but yeah, I'm just gonna.
Whilst I've got distracted.
Cool. Yeah, I've just I lay my hands on Alora's forehead and I go, please wake up.
Oh, you realize that doesn't wake her up.
Oh no, I know. Don't worry. It's just what Delilah is saying. Yeah. She shouldn't do any saves or anything like that. I don't have anything that could heal her, but now she is stable.
All right.
So when he's pulled Beatrix down, doing that much damage, like my first thought is like I put my hand straight on my sword because like what Lyris is going through at the moment is his first thought is the first time he could almost like understand why this beast attacked us or like, why this thing has attacked us, but the fact that like I asked him to bring the person Beatrix down and has just slammed my friend on the ground, like I am fighting every instinct right now just to get my sword and slash. The only reason Lyris hasn't is because he's aware that we are all severely injured, and the longer we can delay before getting in a fight to stabilize ourselves, the better. I just kind of I turn to Beatrix and go, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. Good.
So I turn back to this king. I go, look, she's down here now. She might be able to explain more, but we're just here to try and find the source of her power, and we'll be on our way. We mean no harm to you or anyone else here.
You can't blame a king for protecting his kingdom.
And I don't blame you. If you let us pass, we promise to do no harm to yourself or your kingdom.
You want to hear about the truth of our power?
Yeah, go for it.
Yes, that's. I mean, do you know?
I'm the king of this land, and for the rest of and for the rest of Kellyon.
Well, what? There must be something that a king wants, something that maybe we can do or get for you in trade for this information and sparing of our lives. Oh, great and mighty king, who clearly outpowers us in every way.
Suck up.
Simp for him.
Would you categorize this as a deception check or a persuasion check?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Go ahead and persuade him.
18 across the board.
My most inner desire is to have your friend killed.
Which one?
All right.
Beatrix, or the one you refer to as.
Okay, at this point, I stand up, and even though I'm kind of like a little bit fucked up, I'm still like standing in front of her, just like, you will not lay a hand on my fucking sister. Sorry, this is not up for negotiation.
I was simply going to say that is not a trade offer we would be willing to do. The whole reason why we need this information, good king, sir, very handsome, by the way. I really like how the shells add to your jawline. We need this information to save Beatrix, you see. We're trying to protect our kingdom, our little family kingdom, you see. And so and a little tear comes to Lyris' eye when he realizes that you refer to him as a family. But yeah, we need this information to save her. So I'm sure you can see the humor here in if we sacrifice her to gain the information to save her. So is there anything else that your gloriness would like.
The information you do not get. It is a simple trait. I am doing it for the good of humanity.
Whilst he says that bit, with Lyris kind of sensing that he's losing control of the situation a little bit, can I just want to read how the spell works. Okay, so can I put my right hand behind my back and cast the spell Aid? I'll put it in chat first so you can see what it is. Tell me if this is something I can't do secretly, but essentially up to 3 creatures within range of me. So my spell bolsters my allies with toughness and resolve. I choose up to 3 creatures, which would be Beatrix, Delilah, and Alora. And when I basically when it lands on them, they each get their max hit points got by 5 as well as their current. So obviously it's not going to heal them to max. It will put their current up by 5, but it'll also give them all 5 extra hit points. Can I do that secretly behind me? Just
you can whisper a few arcane words, and then like with the somatic gesture, you would do that behind your back. Yeah.
Cool, lovely.
Okay. And you pull out your white cloth and wrap it around your hand and cast it as well.
Oh, I think
it lasts for 8 hours as well. So
cool.
What level are you casting it at?
It's a level 2 spell.
I know, but you can scale it for higher spells if you want to use a level 3 slot.
I haven't got a level 3 slot though yet. I still only have level 2 slots, so it's just single. So okay,
so who are you casting it on?
So I'm casting it on Delilah, Alora, and Beatrix. So all those 3, basically everyone except for myself, your maximum hit points all got by 5, everybody, as well as actual 5 hit points, which should hopefully bring Alora, considering she's been stabilized already, should bring her back to life.
All right, cool. All right, so there we go. She basically regaining 5 hit points. Got it. Okay. All right. So, I'm trying to think. I'll go ahead and it's fine. All right. So as you basically distracting him,
he just said about how you'll never get that information.
Yeah, he's like,
her soul needs to be exterminated for the world to move on for the better.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Thanks for the suggestion there. I mean, to be fair, I think we probably know where it's going with this one. I pull out my coin of all-seeing and flick it and go, surely there must be some other price. A king likes gold, does he not? And catch the coin. But I do the flick too, as I say that.
So you in time kind of like, and the coin stops in midair for like a split second, and you can kind of see with everybody in range, and you can see that this king, he calls himself, is blue.
Blue, okay.
He's blue, noble intention.
So what's his response to me saying, surely there's something else that a king would want? Gold, perhaps.
Money does not appease me. Neither has it for the past hundreds of years. I'm not after money. I'm here to make the world better.
Well, funny you should say that. That's actually what we're trying to do as well. We have
a common goal.
Well, not if you want
not
to.
Not if we're going to kill my sister.
What she said.
It is for the good of everybody.
Sorry, I literally do not give a shit. I'm not killing my sister.
I mean,
Mr. Barnacle.
I've been traveling with her for a couple of weeks now, and she's very pleasant. She's helped us. What do you know of her? Why is she a danger?
He puts his hand on like his forehead, and then basically like it's like he kind of like rips out like a piece or something of kind of like, it's sort of like a glowing orb or whatever. He kind of like rips it out of his head, and he kind of flicks it, and it basically goes and it stops like halfway in between where you guys are and where he's standing, and he says,
"Then watch."
And then you guys are all basically, as you kind of like, I mean, as if you kind of I was gonna say as if you look into the orb, but you kind of don't have a choice at this point. As you kind of feel like as if like tentacles are kind of like grabbing your mind and like pulling you towards something. It's kind of like pulling you towards a vision, and you can kind of see this beautiful green landscape. It is a place of many castles. It is a place with it's like rolling landscapes and lots of, you can see a lot of like rural people having like people carrying cows and carrying carts and trying to sell stuff. It looks like a busy city with a large countryside. And he says,
the Kellions were once a thriving people, being a relatively primitive society for many years. With discovery after discovery coming out, we were on the way up. This society was truly blessed and seemed to favor by the gods.
and then it kind of like fades to black and then transfers to like a different scene, and you can kind of see like a kind of like a silhouette of someone like walking down a road carrying kind of like a quarterstaff and like sort of clerical robes, and it says,
Then one day, an elven man came into society and performed miracles such as creating rivers for the people to drink from and traveling between, and to people to travel between as well. He was curing previously deadly illnesses, unpetrification, over thousands of people, but he did not do it for free. Oh no. He did it to spread the word of the love of the god Rayon. Thought to control all the beasts in the land. The elven man soon rose up through the ranks in society and became favored by the people, until he became head of religion in the Keldion, having equal power to mine, the king. Things were bliss, and the land thrived for 20 years, as illness had become a myth, and we were truly a utopia. However, there became rumors across the land that the monsters had been rising up and slaughtering citizens of the city and nobles alike. The elven man claimed that in order to save the people, he needed to have full control over the land. And in my foolishness, I did what he did, and he claimed the throne as I handed it to him, in order to save the lives of millions of people against these monsters. Monster attacks only strengthened in numbers. The fishermen came back with less and less fish. Animals were disappearing in large numbers. It was apocalyptic, and we were going to starve to death. When it came to light that the elven man himself had cursed the land with these creatures, the people turned against him. But not just the people, but so did the gods. Eos, Darilla, Nezotl, all winced at the monstrosities he and Rayon had created, and formed a bond to destroy the land and wipe out everything on it. Rayon was banished and went into hiding, but his power still seeps through the cracks to this day, but only in the shadows. The land was hit with earthquakes, thunderstorms, and tsunamis. The world was ending. The elven man that had led the world into madness and had been Rayon's chosen, the Dead Heart, was soon smited, and the people say he laughed as he was burned to death. I had survived all this time because the gods cursed me for letting the elven man come into power, cursing me with immortality and making me live through my mistakes every single day, unable to escape the ruin that I caused. As you see, this is no simple matter of brotherhood or affection. It is a matter of the good of the realm and the world, to stop the Dead Heart and Rayon's reign forever continuing again. Your sister is a monster. And it basically cuts to, you can see you can see in your mind, in particular, Delilah, you can see as you're brought back to the scene of the vision where like basically Delilah was like, or Beatrix was kind of like head down, and then like the skin kind of unraveled like a pole, and as you can see it all like, and you can see like beneath the creature of celestial looks, and he says, she is the apocalypse. Her job is to end us. And that is why your sister must be destroyed. And you basically, you see as you get pulled out of all those visions and placed back down on your own feet, like you basically gone like on all fours and like after you landed into the cavern. There's no choice.
I don't care.
I am so like all this point I'd kind of like been quite lowered down because I was injured on one knee sort of thing. I kind of like stand up straighten myself out like almost like as if I'm shaking off the kind of injured my injuries, which I am still very injured at this. And kind of go a bit more stern with him now, where before I was very much like, I was definitely brown nosing him. I step up and sternly say, "You're right. We do have a common goal. You see, we were also sent on a task. We are here to put an end to these rise of monsters that you mentioned yourself were the cause of the death of your own kingdom. We clearly have the same goal in mind, but you must know something. As a king yourself, you understand the difference between, the sacrifice to save your people." And I kind of point to Beatrix. She is our people, and she can be helped. Whatever you see in her, this apocalypse, it's not who she is. It might be something she carries, but it's something that we can help her with. With your help, we can help bring an end to these monsters. We can bring back the peace and prosperity that you once knew. But it does not start by taking her out of this world. You must show mercy to her, or are you no worse than the wizard that came to your town in the first place? Do you have an army? On a side note.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage, because Delilah's technically helping you.
25. Yeah, Delilah, all that was like next to me, like, yeah.
I had like a
was
whole
actually-
speech planned, and then Lyra's was just like straight up. I was like, oh, okay.
Do you want to come in afterwards and be like, and then some?
And another thing.
Go on, you can if you want.
No, it's okay. I think it's kind of the moment is gone.
You are a man of valor. I appreciate your brotherhood, and I appreciate what you do. But there's no choice. I am all that is left. And in order to restore peace, the cycle must end regardless, even if you smite me this day. Even if I fall right now, which I highly doubt because the gods will not let me. You cannot restore peace without her being destroyed. She will doom us all regardless.
And he kind of does like a spin with his trident.
You must understand what I'm trying to do. This is your final warning.
No.
Delilah?
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna step forward.
Okay, you take a step forward.
Mister, don't hit my
And
sister.
roll initiative.
You take a step forward.
Yeah. I honestly really do not care whatsoever. As far as I'm concerned, the time of old, wherever you're from, that's gone and past. You're a relic. You don't matter anymore. The only things that matter to me in this world is my sister and Lyris and Alora. I went through fucking hell to get my sister back. She's my family. And I will do everything I can to keep her safe. And I don't care if some fucking buff 70-year-old whatever with fish on his face is telling me that my sister's going to destroy the world. I don't care. I don't care about the world. And I don't care about you. I care about my sister. So if I have to punch you in the fucking face and kill you multiple times because you're immortal apparently, I'm going to do it. So fuck you.
Very well. I feel like in another life we could have been friends.
I don't think so, mate.
And he stamps his thing. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Can I say one thing quickly first? I didn't want to.
Voice is hard.
I didn't want to interrupt the flow of speech. Whilst Delilah had taken central stage there, could I have taken that time just to put my hand on my own wound to cast Lay of Hands on myself? Whilst watching, I'm just using it on
Yes.
myself. Yeah, cool.
Go and roll for that now before we switch to the battle map.
That's not a roll. That's just it takes an action. So whilst Rhea was doing that speech, I'd have taken the
I
action.
know. Don't you have to roll how much hit points you regain?
Oh no, I choose. So I have a pool of 25 points, and I can use up to all of it. Which I am going to use the entire lay on hands on myself. So it basically means that I cannot use lay on hands again, and I gain 25 hit points.
Okay. All right. So everybody go and roll initiative when I get back. So don't do it now, but I'll be back in just a minute.
Okay.
All right. So let's go ahead and whenever you start the recording, let's go ahead and everybody roll initiative if you don't mind.
I'm going to roll it really quick because that way, I was about to say I'm going to roll it really quick so that way I get the initiative to roll first and then I'd get a really high roll. But I got a nat 1, so 2. Yay. Iris going last.
And then Rhea.
Okay,
All
Rhea.
right.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted with something.
And guys, I got my laptop now, so I can see the stuff. I can see things, spell things now. I can read it, but you would still need to call out your rolls for the podcast purposes. So just want to let you know.
Yep.
All right. So first up, 25 through 20, nobody. So that's going to go ahead and be. Then is going to be. Oh, well, I got to roll Beatrix too. Natural 1.
Hey,
So
same as me.
2. Yeah. So whoever, Beatrix, let me check her dex. Beatrix's dex. Her dexterity is. One moment. 0. What's your dexterity? Like your modifier? Or I mean, no, it's it's 11. Her dexterity is 11.
Mine's 13.
Okay, so you can go first, Lyris. Okay. So we have. Then Aurora's next. Then we have Delilah. Then Lyris. And then Beatrix. Okay. All right. So first up is going to go ahead and be Mr. Man guy right here.
Mr. Man guy.
Yeah, and Aurora, you're up next. So go ahead and start formulating your turn right now as I use mine. Okay. So,
Out of interest, sorry to cause issues to begin with.
Yeah.
I can't speak for Beatrix, who's the red one, right? Would Allura have been slightly behind me because I did move forward to go and speak to him, and then Rhea moved in front of me to speak to him last. So yeah, it kind of would be like a line like that, I think.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for clarifying.
Protecting Allura.
Okay.
What you gonna do, Squidward?
All right. So he's gonna go ahead and he's gonna move 5, 10, 15 feet of movement. And he's going to go ahead and use necrotic ink. So that's a 30-foot cone.
You just wanted to use your cone.
No, I didn't. That I would say that doesn't hit Beatrix. I'll be generous. All right. So could I have
Would it
everybody?
hit us considering we're behind Delilah?
Yes, it hit everybody in that cone.
Okay.
So go ahead and everybody make a Constitution saving throw, please.
12.
9.
8.
That's this guy. That's 4. 1 second.
Here comes death now. Do do
Do,
do
do,
do.
All right.
It's okay. I'm ready. I'm ready to die.
Oh, that's a lot of 8s.
Oh,
16.
Well-
we fell, right?
I thought you wanted to bring out loads of amazing moves and stuff.
19 points.
Damage each.
Necrotic damage, yes.
Well,
I'm
I'm
gone.
unconscious.
Oh, god damn.
All right. Well, who's successful? Okay, nobody's successful. Damn it. All right, and any creature that fails a saving throw is blinded. So
I'm blind.
I'm unconscious and blind.
Since you're down, I'll be generous. You didn't get the status effect. So if you get picked up, if you get picked up, you don't have to do that.
That's just me.
So it's just you. And Virus, you are blinded, so you have disadvantage on your attacks.
Awesome. How long am I blinded for?
Until the end of its next turn.
This blinded, is it literally like can't see anything, or is it like your vision has been like darkened around the edges or something? Like what exactly would you see if you're blinded?
Like you can still attack, but you're just basically swinging around, and if you make an attack, it's a guess basically. All right, since that's gonna be the end of his turn, so Aurora, it would have been your turn. So if you were to make a death saving throw.
You've never done this, Bunny, have you? So where look underneath your current hit points, then temporary points. You can see a box that says death save. There you go. You just done one.
She got an 11.
11.
All right. So that's 1 plus. So
you can click. See where it says successes, Bunny. You can click one of those.
Who casted Death Ward, by the way?
What?
Didn't you cast Death Ward a little bit ago? Like when you guys fell, you cast a Death Ward on Aurora or something like that?
She did spare the dying.
I did spare the dying to bring her back to stabilize her, yeah.
Okay, so how long does that last?
That was just a one thing.
It's just a one. It just says you touch a living creature. That creature has 0 hit points. The creature becomes stable. The spell has no effect on undead or constructs. It's an instantaneous thing. So she just got stabilized. It was a cantrip, so yeah. All
right, so you two are incapacitated.
Nice.
And
he's right next to me. Shit.
And that's gonna be the end of his turn. So, Laura, you pass saving throw. That's the end of your turn. Delilah, your turn. Death saving throw, if you don't mind.
I do mind.
But
and I got a 7, which I'm pretty sure is a failure.
Yeah, 10 or
that is one failure.
9 or lower is a fail. 10 or higher is a pass. And a nat 1 counts for 2 failures, and a nat 20 counts for 2 successes.
It's your turn.
All right, so remind me, I'm pretty certain that's how it works, but I want to double check. Is it just simply any healing to a person brings them back unconscious? Yes. I don't have to physically go and touch every single person, do I? Cool.
If it says you need to if you need to like touch them to heal them, then yes, you need to go around touching people. You need to go around touching.
But if the spell,
shut up! I didn't mean that.
But yeah, as long as my spell is a ranged healing spell, that will like make them make them conscious again, right?
Yes.
Cool. So what I do then is, I'm wiping the ink from my face.
Oh yeah, the necrotic ink, like it blinds you, and it's.
I got ink on my face. I'm a big disgrace. But yeah, whilst I do that,
you are blinded.
I raise my hand in the air, just trying to draw any light, because I know that the only light we're really getting is from above. Drawing on that light, I cast aid down again. I can remember where. I mean, it doesn't. Just to be clear, it doesn't actually say you have to have sight of the creature.
Put the spell in chat real quick. I want to check something.
Cast it.
Okay, so verbal semantic, because the V is verbal, so you can speak. You're able to move. You're able to put the thing, and you're able to pull out something. Okay, because I was gonna say you couldn't be able to do that because you're blinded, but it does not require vision to cast that, so you're able to do that.
Yeah, so I reach my hand up and trying to grab onto any power of light I can, and I cast aid again. I'm going to be casting it on. I'm gonna not Beatrix this time. This time it's going to be myself, Allura, and Delilah. And as I'm saying that, so they're each going to become conscious with 5 hit points. I'm going to say, spread, go sideways, so we can't hit all 3 of us again. And I will have to end my turn. I will end my turn, but can I stumble forwards? You know, I'm just going to go, I'm not going to like, I basically want to try and close ground with him. But obviously I'm blinded, so I don't exactly know I'm just going to stumble a little bit forward to just move 5 feet forward, if that's okay.
All right. All right, and each Aurora and Delilah, you both and come to consciousness. So
And that means they can
guys
wipe
are-
their success and failures, right?
You guys are now back up. Yes, and now your successes and failures are now wiped. All right, now Beatrix's turn. If that is the end of your turn, Lyris.
Mm-hmm.
Lyris, is at the end of your turn?
Yeah. Sorry, I Discord didn't hear me. I said yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and pull Beatrix. Let's see what she can do. She is going to go ahead and use a pretty powerful spell. She is going to go ahead and pull up. She's going to go and cast Void Matter, which requires to make a saving throw.
Gotta be concentrating.
Yeah, so it's concentration, but they're stunned for 2 turns. Range is 30 feet. 10, 20, 25, just barely in range. Wisdom saving throw. All right, and spell save DC is 14, so he's gonna make a spell save DC, wisdom saving throw of 14.
We'll be stunned for 2 turns, damn. That is what we need.
That is a 13, does not pass.
Nice.
Let's go.
So he is stunned for 2 turns while you guys go ahead and just lay into him. While I'm finding that stunned thing, she is concentrating. So sorry, it's just there's a lot of status effects going on here.
Yeah, that's all right.
She is now concentrating, and if she breaks concentration, the confusion drops.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. So while I'm gonna go ahead and sort this out, that's gonna be the end of Beatrix's turn. It would have been his turn. He's stunned, so he cannot do anything. Laura, it's your turn.
Just quickly, considering that was the end of his turn, am I now not blind anymore? I've managed to wipe the ink away.
Yes. So you are not blinded anymore either.
I'm uninked.
Yep, you are a free man. All right, so Laura, your turn.
Okay, so Laura's gonna. She's not gonna stretch. She's gonna limp forward. You know, like she's just fucking fallen, become unconscious, got stabilized, got up, got unconscious again.
No, you've been unconscious so many times in the last couple weeks in like every D&D game you're in.
I know you just roll. I mean, it's revenge for all those like natural 20s and stuff like
Exactly.
that in the past. So you gotta catch them up somewhere. So
She's gonna drag herself forward, and she's angry. She's so mad. She's just grr.
yeah, very grr. All right.
She's just gonna scream and just fucking. Don't you fucking hurt my friends! And then I'm going to cast Scorching Ray.
I want to
Hopefully-
move first. Just saying,
yeah,
my back
actually.
is
No,
right.
scorching rays are like, it's like what is it called?
Even still, but remember what
heat-seeking
Lyra
missiles.
said.
It's like heat-seeking missiles or something like that.
Remember what
I can
Lyra
move
shouted
after
out
it.
though.
I can move.
I'm just
Why
concerned
am I-
if
which one am I?
I'm just concerned if once he's unstunned, if he uses that move on us again, we're all within his range. That's why Lyra said scatter.
I mean, what is my range on this ability, actually? I've got to double check. 120 feet. Yeah, okay. Well, fine. I'd like to drag myself away from this man, turn around and say, don't you fucking hurt my friend.
All right, where are you going?
Is it far away?
5, 10, 15. Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
That's perfect.
All right, so go ahead and roll the hit for all 3 of those. I believe there are 3 beams.
19, 24, and 11.
Not bad.
2 of those hit. So go ahead and roll for damage for 2 of them.
A 6 and a 9.
All right, it's 69. Got it.
Get fucked, tentacle man.
All right. that's decent. That's actually a lot of damage for one turn. All right. Is that going to be the end of your turn this turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. By the way,
Uh-oh.
yeah. Sorry, Delilah. You
Are you
take
fucking kidding me?
1 second.
Oh wait, actually, I
You take 4 damage for being in his aura.
I hadn't even adjusted how many hit points I got back from Charlie. How many
yeah.
did I get? 5.
Yeah. So you take aura. So that's so you take 4 points of damage from being in his vicinity. Yep. You take 5 points of cold. 4 points of cold damage. 4 points of cold damage. All right.
I wish I'd never showed you my screevens.
And then now it is I believe Delilah, it is your turn now.
It is my turn.
He's stunned, so he can't take reactions against you, by the way. So you can move out of his range.
Sweet. What does the ceiling look like?
It's actually held fairly well, I guess. It hasn't been long enough that like the water would have broken through the ceiling, so the water is still on the ground, all on the ground everywhere, but the ceiling's relatively well put together with just a giant like 20-foot hole in the ceiling.
Right, so if I shot at it, it probably wouldn't crumble.
No, probably not. I mean, you could try,
Okay.
but
I
I won't discourage you.
Okay.
One thing I will say as well, Aurora, you have dark vision, right? Like as
Yes,
a half elf. Okay,
Yes,
don't worry
do.
about it. I will say, Delilah, you would have had. The only person I think that has disadvantage with their hits is, Virus and Beatrix because of the low light.
Would I be not okay when I'm like face to face with them? Even still,
you'd have disadvantage because even though you're not blinded, you're still in low light. So as a human, you don't have dark vision.
Even though it's something right in front of me. Like, are we talking? It's pitch black down here.
Yeah, like it's dark down here, so you'd still have disadvantage because you're swinging and he could easily dodge it.
Okay.
Because of the. So sorry about that, but
That's fine.
Yeah, just want to get that out of the way because Delilah, you have dark vision, so you can see.
Yeah. Are there any like torches or anything? You know, like on the walls or anything?
No, from what you can tell, he's literally been down here in complete darkness by himself.
Poor guy.
Okay.
Yeah, so for like hundreds of years. So.
Okay. This is gonna be a smidgy bit risky, I reckon, but I'm assuming, and you can definitely correct me if I'm wrong, that I'm gonna get advantage because he's stunned and can't move.
Yep.
I could okay, cool. Okay, I am going to use Vampiric Touch.
Yep. All
And
right.
I've just placed it in there. It is a concentration spell.
What save is it?
Within your reach, so I don't think I can move away, but it's either try and get some health back now or just get out of the way with,
Oh yeah, so go ahead and
small health left.
So yeah, go ahead and just. I guess it's a roll to hit thing.
Yeah,
it's a
spell
melee
attack
spell attack. Yeah, so
So
I'm
your
not
D20
really...
plus spell attack.
Okay.
20 and 7 is not.
With advantage, just a roll again.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Thank God. I got a 19
She
on my
got 2 and a
second roll.
19.
Wait, why did she have to roll twice? I don't mean to.
She got advantage because he's stunned.
Oh, advantage, right? Gotcha. That's very lucky then.
Okay, yeah. So with the 7, that's 26. But yeah. Okay,
Yep.
so I'm guessing that hits then.
Oh, yep, it definitely hits.
Nice. So on a hit, the target takes 3d6 necrotic damage, and you regain points equal to half the amount dealt.
Okay, so.
It also says until the spell ends, you can make the attack again on each of your turns as an action.
Basically, you have the choice of do you want to stay there and do it for your next turn or retreat.
Yeah.
He's stunned for 2 turns, so.
Yes. And he's already been stunned for 1.
Yeah, it's more his aura that I'm worried about. I take damage. Yeah, you said he was stunned for
he's gone through 1 turn.
at the top of this turn.
Yes, all right, so yes, his next turn, next time he's up, he's going to come back. Yep, you're right. So this is like the last chance, I guess.
Oh, I thought we got another.
Yes,
No.
So he's been through once. So
So he
okay,
missed
for two
two
turns.
turns.
So yes, he misses 2 turns.
Right,
Yes,
okay, so
you're
he's
right.
one more, he's got one more
You
turn.
get, yes, it's not your last chance. You get one more.
Right.
One more
Okay.
round.
Right. Let me
More
do
round with him.
3d6. I got 11. So I get half of that. So
You get half
what
of that,
do I get?
and we round down. We round down.
So I get
always.
5.
So 5 points. Yeah.
Nice.
So 5.
I mean, that's good damage,
And
but it's up to you whether you want to move away or risk. I mean, you know you're going to take 4 damage by staying in there again, but then you can hit him again and heal him afterwards.
All right.
I'm going to move back, I think, but I'm going to move sort of
Remember,
towards where Beatrix is, if that's cool.
He does have his aura as well.
Yeah,
by the
I
way.
want to get out of that aura, so
All right. And as you as he's kind of like frozen and kind of like locked in place with like Beatrix, you kind of see like the pulsing energy, like as if like the energy, like the dark energy that she was emitting before from her hands is kind of like wrapping him like handcuffs, like into midair, and he just can't move, and he's kind of just stuck. And as you basically lay your full hand on him, and you can see like as the veins in your arm turn black, and you can see as like he loses like part of his life force, and this guy's already like looking like a walking corpse, but he's just as if he's like losing a part of himself.
hey, let's go. Cool. Yeah, with that, I'd like to move back out of his aura.
Okay, so
towards where Beatrix is, like so back a bit more and like closer to Beatrix.
10, 15.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. All right. Is that gonna be the end of your turn?
I'd like to raise my middle finger at him.
You easily do that.
Nice. That is a free action.
Also, by the way, it does say vampiric touch. It does say it's concentration up to a minute on the hit, and you regain hit points equal until the spell ends, and the spell duration is a minute. So I don't think you can move.
I think.
Oh.
I think it said. Correct me if I'm wrong. What I read into that is because it said that if she wanted to, she could stay there till the spell ends to then attack. Basically, if you wanted to, she could stay doing the spell to on the next turn do it again. But she's decided to break concentration to move. I think that's how I read that.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah.
All right, then
I'm not going to cast it again. So.
All right, no issues here then. All right, so I believe next up on my list is Lyris, and then Beatrix is on deck after.
Okay. As I could do some healing, but I feel like we've done some good hits to him. I want to get in on the hits too. So
his aura.
Yeah, I should be okay. So yeah, wiping the ink from my eyes now that I can see again. I look around, I can see that my family is, they've been healed a little enough that they should be okay for a short while. I kind of regain my my stance a little bit, kind of like, this is actually me first preparing for battle. I draw my shield will be on my back. I draw my long sword out two-handed, and I take a decent like run up, that 5 feet basically, and I am just going to slash at his neck.
Okay. So interesting here. So since he's stunned, you get advantage, but it's low light, so it's disadvantage. So
it's equal?
It's just a straight roll.
Straight roll, yeah.
So you're gonna be rolling regular.
That's fine. 14.
That just hits.
Okay. All right. Now,
Not a very tough guy.
So I can attack twice instead of once now as an extra attack. So I'm guessing I have to roll twice. It's only if I've done the attack action, so I'll roll again.
So yeah, roll. So you got to roll hit again.
To be clear, I'll say it now.
Yep.
If I choose to do that, even if the first one misses, I can do it again, can't I? It's not a case of if you hit the first time. Yeah. Cool. So I can if I'm ever doing that, I'll just say I'm rolling twice, and I'll describe my action as I'm going to come down for the neck, and then regardless of whether that one hit or not, I'm going to swing back and across at his hip. So I'm going neck, then hip.
Okay, sounds good. Go ahead and roll a hit for the second time.
Second one was a 10.
Yeah, sorry, that does not hit.
That's fine. So damage for the first one is 14.
Oh, damn. Okay. So you go ahead and you kind of cleave back and you swing right at his neck, and you can see as he slashes his neck, This would be a mortal wound for any normal person, and as you can see, blood gushing, but you can still see him twitching a little bit, which kind of indicates to you that he's not fully dead. And you kind of and because this indication, you swing at his hip again, and you do strike it, but you don't swing hard enough to get through his armors, and sadly, it does not make full impact, like impact as much you would have liked.
Yeah.
All right. So, Lyrus, it's the end of your turn, so it's gonna be Beatrix's turn. Beatrix, I believe, is. Let me look at her spells real quick. Let me look at something real quick. Okay. So Beatrix is going to do something interesting here. She's going to try and end this whole thing where it goes.
How's he looking, by the
she's
way? After all that damage you've done so far, how's he looking?
He's hanging. He's taking it well.
Okay.
She's going to go ahead and cast Charm Person.
Ooh.
Now to try and end this combat outright. Now it says here, I'll put it in chat. It says if you make a Wisdom saving throw, it does so with advantage if you or companions are fighting it. So, if it fails the saving throw, it's charmed by you until your spell ends, or until your two companions do anything harmful to it. The charm creature. Oh, by the way, Lyrus, you did step into his range.
Yeah.
That's 2 points of cold damage for you.
2 points.
2 points. When spell ends, it knows. All right.
So,
Alright,
but
so
yeah, because we've been attacking him, he's charmed. Sorry,
so he's going to
yeah.
go. So he's going to miss some saving throw. If it does so, it must make a Wisdom saving throw. It does so with advantage if you were fighting it. So,
But the fact he's
gets to
stunned, though, does that make a difference?
no, that
No.
if you're stunned, you automatically fail. I think strength and dexterity saving throws.
Gotcha.
So he has advantage because you guys are in combat. But
Yep.
let's see if he rolls below 14. Yeah, that's 16 and 18. So
Alex.
he resists the charm. I mean, it's no big deal. It's a level 1 spell. She has like 3 more of those slots.
Yeah, fair.
She can keep doing that.
Worth a go.
All right. That does not break concentration, luckily, because that's not a concentration spell. So it is back to his turn, and this is the last turn that he is going to be stunned. So he's been stunned 1 turn. This is his 2nd turn stunned. All right. So go ahead, and we're gonna keep rolling. Alora, you're on deck. You are going, and Delilah, you go next.
Okay.
He's still stunned and still there.
Damn.
But does Bunny have advantage on her attacks because she can see and
Yes.
he's stunned?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
'Cause
could
he
do
can't move.
Scorching Ray again, to be fair.
Yeah, all of them do have advantage.
That is a
that's
lot of
what I'm
damage.
thinking. It's a lot of damage, and I
One
have
second.
3 chances.
How many spells did I use? So she used Void Matter and that. Okay, go ahead, keep going.
I'm just reading something really quickly too.
Never mind.
Okay, I'll read that another time. That is like so much information. I'm just gonna cast Scorching Rays.
All right.
Nice. So it's a 26.
26.
Definitely hits.
27.
Definitely. 27 hits too.
and
Ooh.
24.
Holy
Nice.
damn! That you didn't even need advantage for that. All right.
I'm so angry. I just want to fuck this man up.
All right. So go ahead and roll for damage for all 3.
A 7, a 9, and a 7.
Nice.
Damn, those are high rolls too.
Mm.
Dude, I'm fucking cracked. Let's go.
14, 23 points of damage.
Woo.
1 sec.
Let's go.
You love to see it.
Dude, it's like the best spell, honestly. It's just like, boom. I'm gonna read this now, actually.
All right. Is that gonna be the end of your turn, Alora?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you guys see as like in this basically darkness, you guys see as 3 like arcing rays go out from Alora's hand and both impact him right, and they like burn the like you can see his human body starts to get singed, and like all of his like his pectoral muscles get like burned, and you can smell burning flesh from like all the way across the room. It does see that did a lot of damage to him. He's not looking rough, but he's getting there pretty close. That's in your turn. So Delilah, your turn. Lyrus, you're up next.
Okay.
All right.
So, I have 2 routes here. Route A is Elvish Blast. Route 2 presents more of a threat to potentially Lyrus. Unless, and I'll have to, I'll have to ask you here. In that, I'm thinking about casting the spell Shatter, which I'm going to put into the chat.
Okay.
So it has a range of 60 feet. My target is a point of my choice within range. So it doesn't say a person; it just says a point. And it's instantaneous. It says sudden loud ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range. Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point must make a Constitution saving throw. A creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. I would be using my last remaining 3rd spell slot level to then add another 1d8 on top of that, so that would be 4d8. And this is a creature made of inorganic material. It doesn't matter for that bit, but that is what I would like to do. But what I'd like to know is, because it says that I can cast it on a point of my choice and not a person, can I cast it technically on the ground, kind of like near him at a point where he would,
right here.
Yeah, and he would still take, all of the force, but not hurt Lyrus.
Good idea.
Correct.
Then I would like to do that.
Here, let me.
It has to be damage.
It has to be 60 feet from you, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, that definitely hits. Yeah, easy. And he gets advantage. Okay. So wait. So it's a Constitution
I get advantage, or he gets advantage?
So since he's saving it, no, there's no advantage anywhere. So he has to make a regular roll. No, he doesn't get disadvantage or anything. All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and roll your 3d8.
Do I need to roll to hit?
No, he has to. So he has to roll. He has to do a Constitution saving to survive it, and you roll the 3d8 regardless. He takes full damage if he fails, half damage if he succeeds.
Right. Okay.
Including your body as well.
So that's 14.
1 second.
That's damage. That's not what he has to roll.
Yeah, of damage.
He rolled a
14.
What's Constitution?
I think
that is another 13.
Oh, thank God.
Fails.
It means he fails it, yeah. Because my spell save DC is 14.
Yeah. All right. So he fails. So go ahead. He takes how much damage?
So he takes 14 points of damage.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
And that's thunder damage as well.
Very nice. Okay. While bringing noise,
it shatters his barnacles.
All right. All right. And then we'll take that off.
His barnacles.
All right. So it's 13 points of damage. All right. So at this point, you can see the barnacles begin to actually crack because of the high-pitched noise, and you can see like blood starts coming out of his ears while he's in this state. He is not taking well to that noise at all, and he kind of like, you hear like a basically he's like It wasn't much of a. Is that gonna be the end of your turn, Delilah?
Middle finger again.
All right, easy middle finger right there.
Yeah, and that's all Lyrus. Of my level 3 spell slots taken up now.
Okay, Lyrus, your turn.
Cool. So I am going to cast as my bonus action Ensnaring Strike. So I'll put that in now. So I'll just read it out for the benefit of everyone. The next time that I hit, so it's a concentration of 1 minute. It is a bonus action. Cast it on myself. The next time I hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends, a mass of thorny vines will appear at the point of impact. The target must succeed on a strength saving throw, which theoretically he'll struggle with because he's still stunned at the moment. Or be restrained by the magical vines until the spell ends. A large or larger creature has advantage of its throw, and if they succeed, the vines shrivel away. Whilst restrained, they take 1d6 at the start of each of their turns, and if they're restrained, if a creature restrained by the vines or one that can touch the creature can use action to make a strength check against your spell save To basically,
Yeah.
if it had a friend, it could be by a friend.
All right. So funny enough, a stunned creature auto fails any strength check at all.
Yeah. So I still have to hit
he doesn't
him.
even need, he doesn't even need to make one. No, it's because
It's I still have to hit him first. It starts the next time you hit a creature with a weapon.
Oh, next to me. So yeah. Okay. So straight. Just go ahead and make a straight roll for me because that's a bonus action.
Yep. So I will again use my attack and extra attack to hit.
You get two hits. Yep.
So the first one, considering that I've already done quite a lot of damage to his, you said kind of like almost like his armor. I'm gonna again make a same swing for the same spot. Trying to go for the weakened spot again near his neck.
Do you have any second level spell slots left?
Myself, no, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I probably would have cast a. Oh, you're thinking of like.
I just mean at the higher levels, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't. I use both my aids. So first one, I use my aids. 21.
Yeah, 21 hits.
Can I ask you, Mr. DM? Can I roll for damage first? See how he's getting on before I make my second swing.
Yes. Okay. So first up, so you're gonna go ahead and since you hit him
slashing.
All right, so 14 and roll 1d6 because
correct me if I'm wrong. He doesn't take that until the start of his next turn.
Till his next turn. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So he's restrained as well, so he cannot move. I believe he can't take reactions either. So that's 14 slashing damage. One moment, let me write that down. All right. Noted. He's looking pretty rough again. You pierced his armor and it finally broke through that weak spot you did. Pretty easy for a man like you.
How rough are we talking?
He still he looks pretty worse for wear, but he can keep going for a little bit.
That's fine. In which case, I keep going for a little bit. I'm persistent. I do the same move as I did before. So after kind of like my sword out of his shoulder, I kind of with the momentum of pulling my sword out, swing it around straight into his side.
All right, go. By all means, man, hit.
17
hits. Roll damage.
11.
Whew. You guys are fucking this guy up.
We're actually doing better than I thought.
Yeah, Jesus. All right, so you take another swing and you cleave. All right, cleave same spot, Charlie.
So this one, if I'm not sure, can you see my camera on your laptop at the moment?
No, sorry.
Okay, so imagine this. Imagine you've just smacked someone on the shoulder with your sword. With the momentum to pull it back out of their shoulder, I then carry that swing behind me, and I'm then going to swing horizontally to hit his hip. So as you're facing him, it's his left side. If it hits,
so you smack into him, and it's funny because you see red blood come out of his when you my arm as if it's a human, and then you strike his leg, and then purple blood comes out of the fish, like the fish parts or whatever. We can imagine his legs or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's. That hurt a lot. That hurt very much, and you hear another groan along the same caliber as I did before as well. All right. Is that going to be in your turn, Wires? You do wait 1 second. You do take, unless you want to.
So I will move, but do I take the damage prior?
At the start of each of its turn. Okay, so no. Because it was restrained. I believe he's been restrained for 2 rounds, and I've given you 2 damage, Charlie. So so you're not getting attacked.
That's fine. So I am going to move, only a little bit because I want to be close enough to hit him. Like I'm just talking out loud here. I want to be close enough that next turn I can move in and hit him. But considering that I have this opportunity to still move away and not give him a attack of opportunity, and the fact he's restrained, meaning that he can't come closer to me next time, I would like to move diagonally towards Allura, so 10 feet of movement.
And is that
literally just there, just so that I'm out of his. To be fair, I don't know what his full range is, but I'm out of range of swinging a sword or something like that. And I'll let my turn there.
All right, so now it is going to be Beatrix's turn. This is the last turn that he's going to be stunned. So she's going to go ahead. She's going to go ahead and use Charm Person one more time.
Come on.
Honestly, it feels like me in League of Legends. Getting chain CC'd.
To be fair, Beatrix hitting that first thing to stun him for 2 turns has literally been the defining thing of this fight.
Yeah, I think if that hadn't have happened, we'd probably be dead.
There would definitely be some deaths.
All right, so she Charm Person, so it's going to be a Wisdom saving throw with advantage on his part. So come on, here we go.
You know that secretly
he has to get 14.
You know secretly Dry Bones wants him to fail just so he can roleplay being charmed.
Fucking way!
14?
No, let me check. Wait, he is advantage. No, it's 12. No.
Wait, he was charmed?
Oh, he's charmed.
He's
Oh, fuck.
Now you got to
One
roleplay
second.
You
a
can't even
charmed
be mad
fish
at
man.
us for that because that was you.
One second. I know. But that's what she would do. That's the thing. Okay. 1 second. So,
Oh, don't act like you don't want to roleplay a charmed fish person.
all right. So he is stunned, restrained, and charmed.
Oh my god.
All right. So that's going to be the end of her turn. And for the end of his turn, he is going to now get out of the stun, but he's still restrained and charmed, and the concentration is now gone. So
The issue is, though, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sorry if we're going to ruin the whole charm thing, but
If we
technically...
attack him, then it'll break him out.
Okay.
you attack him.
That's
Yeah. So if you hit him,
Is it if he takes damage or only if we hit him?
if he takes damage at all,
Because I'm sorry to say, guys, but now if it's the start of his turn, he has to take 1d6 piercing damage.
God fucking damn it.
That was always going to come.
If it fails for saving throw, it's charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it.
oh well, yeah, that would end it. So
And he's going to be aware that he was charmed as well, so he's probably going to be pissed.
Yeah.
oh yeah, he is. So okay, so here we go. So wait, I have a thing. So
You have a
Charlie,
thing?
if I'm not doing anything yet, because
Yep.
Charlie, could you? I mean, this is like out of combat technically.
Yeah.
So if he on his neck, does he get hit on his next
So,
turn
okay,
or
so
your
what
next
happens
on
is,
your next turn?
so he takes it says, whilst restrained by the spell, the target takes 1d6 damage at the start of each of its turns. So at the very start of its turn, before it does anything, it takes 1d6. It then says, a creature restrained by the vines can use its action to do a strength check. So basically, once he's taken the 1d6, he can either decide to stay restrained and do whatever he wants for his turn, or he can use his action to do a strength save against my spell save DC.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he would be he technically is charmed, but the vines would break him out. So Charlie, go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Yes, sir. 1.
All right.
I don't know if that's what he needed to kill him, though.
No. So he's no longer charmed because you kind of see him his expression go from like a hate to kind of like just like a not smile, but just kind of like a neutral face or whatever.
And then straight back to hate.
And then then he goes straight back to hate once the vines DC dig into him more. And now that it's his turn, he has to use his action. Well, he is restrained, so he couldn't see. I mean, yeah, for all his thing, he would need to break out. I think, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's because all these are melee attacks. All right. Yep. So he's gonna go ahead and have to break out of that. So that is going to be a strength saving throw, which
Against my
for
spell
him,
save DC of 14.
14. Okay.
Yep.
1 second. Why did I roll twice? It's so fucking stupid. Sorry. 1 second.
That's right.
7 plus 3 is 10.
So that means he fails.
He fails, so he's still restrained.
Yeah, he doesn't take any damage, but he's still restrained.
He was like, "Why motherfucker's trying to charm me?" Y'all are fucking cocky as hell. All right. All right. So
we got a lot of CC between us, ain't we?
That's his turn. I mean, he can't do anything else as his action. Aurora, your turn.
I cast Fireball.
Nope. I'm gonna. I want to, but also I really just got to take advantage of the fact that the Scorching Ray lets me do things 3 times.
It's so much
'Cause,
damage.
like, it is.
I mean, how much
This
might
time-
cost
I hit
no,
it.
this time it's not an advantage. This time it's a straight roll. As being just to
Yeah, and this is going to be my last level.
you can use sorcery
did
points to get
23
those back.
damage.
Yeah,
Last
that's
time.
literally what I was about to say. Like I have 5 sorcery points, so I should be able to cast it again as well if I really
Yeah.
needed to. So
Yes.
I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray.
All right, go ahead and hit roll. So that hits. First one hits.
26,
Hits.
and
And that hits.
23.
Yeah, all three hits. So go and roll for damage for 3 of them.
Can you beat 23 damage that you did last time?
Can you
8,
kill him?
2,
Aw.
and 6.
No, but that's still 16.
16 damage.
Yeah,
That's not
still
to
a
stop
lot.
at.
That's still
All
more
right,
than
guys.
mine and Reed's.
He's looking pretty rough at this point. So as the 3 rays go and hit him, it's just more spots of like burning flesh, basically.
Okay.
Whose turn is it?
I think it's mine now,
Sorry,
but I'm just
it was,
waiting for.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Auror's turn. Delilah, you're up. So yeah, go ahead and formulate your turn.
Okay, so I am going to cast Eldritch Blast again, and I'm gonna have 2 beams pointed
good.
straight at him.
All right, go ahead and roll the hit.
So
You don't have to add your bonuses. They both hit.
oh, cool, great, nice. So now I do 2d10. 13.
Oh, guys, he's looking pretty bad.
Fuck you, bitch.
He's just basically each time you hit him, it just carves into his chest over and over again. Basically, almost like every time you push him, it's like you're pushing him into the thorns just more, and it's basically just digging more and more into his back. It's pretty deadly. That was a pretty deadly turn.
Cool. As I'm doing that, I'd like to basically like growl out, like, I will send you back to the coffin from whence you came.
All right. Okay, so is that going to be in your turn?
Middle finger.
Middle finger, easy.
Yeah.
Beatrix, at this point, says to you, Iris, because it is your turn, and what Beatrix says, okay, so as far as the plan, I can charm him. I can try and charm him again if you drop the vines, or we could just kill his ass.
Kill him. Kill him. Kill him.
It's whether you
I
want
am
him.
chanting
It's
that
whether you
in
want
the
him.
background.
It's whether you want him to survive or not.
But it's my turn, right?
Yes.
Okay, I got a plan. I'm just gonna kind of give Beatrix a nod as if to be like, as in I just understood sort of nods. And I turn and I move that 10 extra feet to get it back into his range, please. So again, just facing him.
There you go.
I take.
I don't think you get. I don't think you get advantage if he's restrained. Do you?
It doesn't say anything. I mean, I don't know if you want to look up what happens when you're restrained.
I can. You can look that up. Go ahead and just yeah.
So in the meantime, all I was going to say was, so I'm facing him. I'm going to, I've pulled my sword out and I'm going to like place it through the thorns so it's right up against his neck. He's going to feel the sharp tip just against whatever is, a barnacle or whatever is on his neck. I don't know. And yeah, so Laris is going to hold that sword there and just go, I know you have good intentions. I know.
Yeah, you get advantage against him, by the way.
Oh, okay, I get advantage. Cool. So yeah, I hold the sword up to his neck and go, I know you had good intentions. I know you're from a noble background, and therefore I will treat you with the same respect that I'd like to think you would have treated with me should we swap positions. I like to think that everyone has a light left in them, and this is your opportunity to show it. Commit to your word that you will spare Beatrice's life if we let you go. You will share the information that you hold on Beatrice and her powers, and we will help you out of here and help you regain your kingdom.
Life means nothing. Even if I survive this, what else do I have to do? Am I supposed to just let her go, knowing that the world possibly could be doomed because I didn't do something about it?
It will not be doomed. You have my word for that.
Make a persuasion roll with advantage.
14, either side.
This is hard. I'm trying to think what he would want.
Take all the time you need. Lara's just holding sword like.
I can't. Kill me if you must. I can't. I'm sorry.
Then may the light I'm about to bring down on you bring you peace. And I just gonna push the sword. No, actually, I pull the sword away, and then pull my sword back and say, "If you born as a king, you shall die as a king." And then go to slice his head off, basically.
All right, yeah, roll 2 attacks with advantage.
18 and 20, technically.
Yep, they hit.
So again, so pull it back and go. I'll repeat that for dramatic effect. Will then let the light that I bestow on you bring. Oh, I said it better the first time. I slice your head off. I was going to do it with the sound effects and shit. But...
Roll for damage.
Yeah, sure. 14, and as if it matters, 12.
So
26
you say
damage. Damn.
You go, and you may the light, and you'll die then you shall die as a king. And you take your swing and you swing, and the barnacles give a bit of resistance, but then it just gives, and then you just take his head off, and basically his head goes flying across the room, and you hear the splash, and then his body basically just collapses in the vines. He's been defeated.
I was going to say, I should have said it loudly, so I could have been like, then you shall die a king.
Yeah, then that's the end of that.
Woo!
And as soon as that happens, Lara just goes,
yeah,
just like
come back from.
Yeah. Cool, we'll head back to the main camp.
Let's go back to my DM station, and let's go ahead and continue on from this point.
Sounds good.
So after it comes to a mellow kind of quiet. It's dark in the room. There's a vined up, bloody corpse basically in the middle of the room. You guys, it's pretty much silence. And then I will say, Beatrix's hands kind of like you kind of like these some like sparks kind of like fly out of her hands, and you guys are kind of wondering what's going on. She's like, "What the fuck is this?" And
that little laugh.
And
I don't like it when the dungeon master rolls and doesn't tell us what it is.
it's wild magic, baby.
Oh,
So, all right. So Beatrix with the wild magic, if you roll a 1 on a d20, because if you use a level 1 spell or higher, and for the second charm spell, she got a 1 on a d20, so I get to roll for the wild magic table. And okay, so Beatrix, it says you become an illusion for the next minute. You seem completely real from sounds to smell. Physical interaction with you, or an investigation check, your spell DC reveals you are an illusion because things and smells pass through you. The effect ends if you attack or cast a spell. So Beatrix kind of her illusion form kind of shifts, and she's like, what was that?
I'd like to poke her with my quarterstaff.
Physical interaction with your investigation reveals you are an illusion. Yeah, so you poke her, and then your hand goes like right through her.
Bruh.
And she's like, what the fuck?
Has no one put a hand on Beatrix in this time?
I guess wild magic has a catch. She can like pass. She does like this. So, hey guys, look at this. And she puts her hand through her, and she's like, I ripped my heart out. Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I just wanted to sort that wild magic thing out. But that's it for this episode, I think. She's an illusion for the next minute or so.
Okay.
So that's it for episode 15 of Dungeons and Chickens. This was so cool. I think combat's really starting to evolve into something really dynamic, and I think it's really cool. A lot of interesting stuff today, a lot of lore. Just really good episode today. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with me as always.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to episode 16, how we form a human ladder to somehow get out of this like 100-foot pit.
I'm gonna go. If we have a short rest, if we end up having a short rest, I'd like to do it in like whatever coffin thing he was like sleeping in. I just want to be sleeping in the coffin basically, and when I wake up, I'll be like, I want to suck your blood.
All right, y'all. Well, we'll pick up from this next time, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye. Love you guys.
Thank you. Bye. There it is.